mass to start.
Wow.
If you're in the West Lawn area, please Okay, but this is the part I get a kick out of. If you encounter an issue with your bus, please give us a call after your run if it is a major defect. If you get to the yard and your bus isn't there, give us a call. We'll give you one spare one to drive. Well, what? I thought we were just supposed to take your bus out and get it figured out. But if your bus ain't there, we'll give you a spare one. Like, really? Like, why am I even going out? Because see, they're paying us, eh? So they want to justify paying us, I guess. I don't know.
Huh.
Uh, oh, so we're live now?
We are live.
Okay, so I got to go find us here. Cool. Oh, there's 4 people there. Paul Murray's live. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, so there we hit the like button, then we go to the pop out chat. Oh, JDS is first today. Mr. JDS. Wow. I think I know that guy from someplace. I've heard of his name, but I just can't place him.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see if, hang on. Where's my thing here? I think this is where I want to go. Okay. Is that giving me? No, it's not going to give it. I wanted to. Okay, no. Okay, what I wanted to do. Okay. No, okay, it wouldn't be here. Where the heck did I put that? Oh, probably under downloads. Okay. No, that's not it. Oh, okay. I don't know. Does this guy look familiar? I can't figure out who it is there. Hey, GDS, do you know who this guy is? I can't recall who it is. You know, I just can't put a name to it. Hey, Mike Rennick is there in the house.
Mike Rennick's in the house. All right.
You know, what we're doing. Hey, and Marshall's in there. Cool. Anyways. Oh, look at that. Canadian Drone Hub just went live.
I can't, for some reason, I can't pull up my. Oh, there it is. Okay.
I had a Tim Horton coffee recently. Paul?
Yeah.
This is my recent Tim Horton coffee. I just finished it 20 minutes ago.
My views are all screwed up.
Oh, go.
Great.
Okay.
What I want to do is go back.
Well, it's going to be an interesting week, Paul. You know, we're going back to school on Monday, eh?
Yeah.
Teachers union's kicking up a big stink now.
They don't want to go back, right?
Yep. Not until you get it safe. Not until you guarantee we're safe. Well, they're never going to be able to guarantee it.
I bet you in the teacher's contract that it's got a clause in there that if the schools are closed, they still get paid.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if I'm getting paid, they're going to get paid, right? So,
yep.
So, oh, for sure. Well, I think they just get paid by the year, anyways, and then they just, you know, they draw a regular paycheck. So, look at that. Open up the camera settings and it goes dark. Huh. That's better, right there. Not so bright. What the? Oh, I'm gonna get TV on.
Let me go back over here and go over here and go over here and go here.
Yeah.
And
so you did get a ship, Paul, even though it was windy and cold.
It was a tug barge. Yep.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, Marshall says it's rib time. Oh, that sounds like a plan. I still got to heat my supper up yet because I still got some venison stew left from last night, some fresh buns, and Might go heat that up in a few minutes,
Yeah.
but I'll wait to see about somebody else comes on here first. I'm not that rushed, the hungry. Yeah.
Okay, the message has been pinned.
Uh,
Up at the top, it should be, and I don't see it up there.
what's that?
Oh, there it is. Okay,
Yeah, it just popped up there, Paul.
okay, all right.
Yep. Yeah, everybody join the panel. Yep.
Oh man, I had a little bit of computer issues, and so that's what I was messing around with. Hey, Marshall, how you doing, Mike?
Yep. Yeah.
ADS?
Yep. Mike Rennick is in the house. He said he's no flying because it's just too windy.
Yeah, it was windier than heck here too, and I flew and
Yeah.
got some video.
Yeah. What? That's funny. The weather network ain't updating here. That's it's still loading. It says, I'm back. Oh, did you go someplace there, JDS? Didn't even notice. Yeah.
There you go. There's one of the pictures.
What the heck's that on the front? Snow or
It's
ice?
all ice and snow.
Wow, he's sitting low in the water too, eh?
Yep. He's empty.
Wow.
He's coming back down. He's from out on the East Coast.
Oh,
So he's getting the hell out of Dodge before.
oh, crap. What that's just a what? Just a top surface like thing? It
Yeah, it's just a flat barge. Yep.
just a flat barge.
That's
Okay.
the one that went up not too long ago. Remember it had some kind of, it looked like wind turbines or something and motors and stuff on it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he was towing it and it was swinging in the river.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's headed back down now.
Yeah, but he's pushing it now though, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. Hey Len, how you doing?
Lenny.
Yeah. They Len let you know I had a good visit with Bonnie today and yesterday. She was doing really good. So yeah, yeah, I was there for a while this afternoon, a couple hours, and watched TV show and stuff with her. And she actually talked a little bit today, which was nice. So oh, there we go. Right now it's gusting to 21 mile an hour, but I have a hard time believing that. I think it's windier than that.
Oh yeah, it is here.
But it says 19 degrees Fahrenheit, feels like 5 degrees Fahrenheit. But it's supposed to warm up from now until the morning or something, I think, isn't it?
That's
Where's
what they're
our
saying, but I don't see it happening yet.
No. Well, they said tonight at 19 degrees at 6 o'clock, at 7 o'clock, 21, 8, 9, 25 degrees. By about midnight tonight, it's going to be 27 degrees.
Yeah.
So it's going to be coming right up. 5 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be 28 degrees. 8 o'clock, it's going to be 30. So it's coming up. I hope so. But probably the wind chill is not going to come up that much. Actually, what's the wind chill? Yeah, even in the morning at 8 o'clock, when it says 30 degrees, it's going to feel like 18. So calling for quarter of an inch of snow too. So, oh well, yeah. Haven't seen a lot of snow on the radar though. That's the funny thing is, there's a little storm down around Houston, and something over in Seattle, Washington right now. But that's it. I don't see anything else in the whole area, unless they're calling just for stuff off the lake or something. So I don't know. Well, what? Okay, let's go back down here. What's the wind direction? It's out of the south. It's coming right now, south and southwest in a little bit.
Yeah. I'll walk you through the video. Can you see it?
Woohoo! Yeah. Wow. Those are just big chunks of ice that went up on there, isn't it?
Yep. And there's ice in the water. See it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can see the ice in the water, chunks of it. Wow. Wow, look at that ice. Wow. It's stuff too that's covered in ice too.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And look at the tug, all the ice on it.
Whoa, yeah. He must have countered some pretty good waves for that to come up there.
Yep. Look at the lifeboat.
Yeah, you gotta say lifeboat. You gonna get in that thing? I don't think. Well, that'll be covered anyways, Paul.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can just
yeah.
pull the cover off it. Wow. But look at the spray coming up over top of the barge.
Yep.
God, that thing seems to be sitting low though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was nervous flying this low. I'm down at about 30 feet.
Well,
25.
look at the waves.
Yep. And so right here, I started stalling against the wind.
Oh
So
yeah.
what I have to do is I had to turn it sideways,
Yeah.
and then it just wasn't keeping up.
Hmm.
So I turned it back like that, and then backed out
Yeah.
to get against it. I'll edit that all out, but that's
Yeah.
backing out into the wind.
Oh. That's never something I really thought about, Paul,
What's that?
is going against the wind. Is frontward backwards better than going sideways? Because is it a different
Yeah, sideways. Yeah, sideways. It doesn't handle the wind as well as straight into it or straight away from it.
Oh, I never even thought about, how fast it would go sideways, because when they talk about the speed, that's in forward direction, not going
Right.
sideways, right? So,
Right.
yeah.
That's
There.
one big ice cube. I'll tell you that.
Oh, geez, she'd be cold. It's probably their last trip anyways for this winter, knowing that,
Yeah, I'm guessing the same thing.
Did it say where he was heading to or what?
Let me see if it does.
How long ago did you get it, Paul?
About an hour ago.
Oh, you should be able to track it down the river someplace.
It's going to Port Maitland.
Port
That must be
Maitland.
East Coast someplace, I would guess.
No, I think that's around Port.
You think it's around Port Clinton or Port Stanley or?
Port Colborne down that way, I think.
Okay.
Just let me
What?
pull this up here.
Look at the waves hitting that baby. Oh my God. Stop share.
Yeah, see, Port Maitland is down around Dunham, so it's actually before Port Colborne.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the wind was a whipping, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Okay, that's speech. Okay, yeah. See, that's just down below. See, I'll go. So if you go here to there, see Port Maitland is right here. But see Port Colborne's right there, right? But just
Okay.
before the Welland Canal. So it's just in here where it's going.
All right.
Yeah. You'll be there tomorrow sometime. Yeah.
Yeah, if he keeps on moving.
Yep.
And there isn't a lot of traffic on the lakes.
No.
Put my curtains down.
Well, sometimes Port Lake Erie, it freezes right over for the winter.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, nothing moving at all in Lake Erie right now. Hardly. Wow. But I'll tell you that ground is hard there, Paul. I've been having fun there.
Did you have a hard time pulling the stakes out?
Oh, yeah. Well, 3 of them weren't bad, but I had one that was really tough. But I ended up had to drive it down into the ground farther
And then
in order to bring it back up. But I've already got how many for tomorrow. One guy, Scott and Ron. Okay, can we get the sign down at 21 Tamarack? And then the one on Sparta line, and he wants one up coming soon at 422-271 Southdale line.
Hello,
That-
Laura. How you doing? Welcome, welcome.
Okay, let's go
Laura had a
into-
show this afternoon too.
Oh, did she? Oh, well, I was gone this afternoon, so yeah, I've been home all that long. Yeah, I want to. This address sounds familiar. 42271 Southdale Lane. I think that's the one I did aerials on it about a year ago. I'll tell you in a minute. Oh no, okay, that's way down the other way. Okay. Nope. Actually, that one's just on the edge of town. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I know where that house is. It's almost down the end of that dead end road. Yep, it's about 3 houses from the dead end. Cool. Got a double carport on it. It's kind of weird. No, look at this, Paul. This place has got a double carport. Looks like it had one, then they added another one. But this has got those translucent panels in it. Then they did the shingles on the other side.
That's
But
different,
see,
isn't it?
yeah, see, it's a dead end road here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know where the house is. Yeah. Actually, just up the road here, I did some aerials one other time. So, yeah. Well, hey, Lynn, I don't know if you know or not, but Welland Canal, when does it close? Or is it already closed? Yeah. What's Lynn telling you to stop for?
I don't know. She's just picking on me.
Oh, it's picking on you. Okay. Yeah, I had to go put one sign up today. I had to, like a big railroad bar. I had to go and start the hole for the steel stake. And I pounded and pounded and pounded, and all of a sudden it finally broke through, but it had to go down 4 or 5 inches before it went
So
finally
the frost is down 5 inches or so. Huh?
Yeah, down about 4 or 5 inches now. Yeah. See, and that's the worst thing about right now is that the ground being so freaking hard, like concrete, but hopefully it's going to warm up a bit and the frost won't go down any further. But what I'd like to see, if it does get real cold, I'd like to see the snow first, because then it insulates the ground and it doesn't freeze as hard. But see, we've had so much moisture this year, and when it froze, there's no snow, right? So the ground just solid as a rock right now. So yeah. Yeah, I thought there was a house back in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cold. Oh man.
Oh, it was brutal. Yeah. I guess Lynn says she's eating and feeding the dog at the same time. What are you doing? Eating the dog? Yeah. Oh.
She doesn't like me feeding Mia.
Oh. Okay.
January the
Oh,
7th it closed. What closed, Lynn? I know one of the locks up closed, but the others are still open, I think.
Well, though maybe the Welland Canal shut down now. Okay.
I don't know. That'd be a good question to ask Google.
Well, I'm just doing it right now.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Okay. Oh, she's right. It was at noon on January 7th.
The
It
Welland
closed.
Canal closed.
So it's been closed for a while. It's funny, eh? That something farther south would still be open. But something farther north like that where it's really cold, it's still open. That's kind of weird, eh?
Yeah, the Sioux is open to the 15th. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I swear, I think that there's some salties still in the Great Lakes, so they must be going to have to stay the winter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If so, yeah. Wow. Well, they said there was no traffic on Lake Erie at all. So because where's marine traffic? There it is right there. I'll bring it up.
Yeah, bring up marine traffic and you go around and check each one of the little dots that are below the Welland or west of the Welland Canal. It'd be interesting to see if there aren't any ships that
See, there's nothing here moving. Even Lake Ontario, there's nothing moving.
what's that green one up there that's up the top of Lake Ontario? You see it
Right there?
Yeah.
McKeel Spirit. He's moving right now, 5 nautical miles, not very fast. He's going into Picton. Probably going to dock up there for the winter, probably.
I would imagine that's where he's going to go.
Yeah. But great, there's nothing even anything along the St. Lawrence. Look
Yeah,
at
you got a bunch
Montreal.
of-
They're all parked.
All parked, but then up north of what is that? Lake-
Three Rivers. Yeah. That
oh,
one there.
That's a regular one.
Yep. Okay. Where's it going to? Contrecoeur, wherever that is, someplace in Montreal. And he come out of Port Cartier. Oh, okay. This one here, Federal Severn.
And that's a federal ship, so that's getting the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah. Destination port not recognized. Huh. That's a bulk carrier too. But see, it all the way through. There's not much moving even on the St. Lawrence right now.
There's another federal hunter. Yep.
Yep. It's going to Summerside, Prince Edward Island. That one is PEI. Yeah. Lowlands Future.
And that's what flag is that up there? I can't tell. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. It's underway 11 knots.
Click on vessel details, the green one.
Oh yeah. Well,
and you should be able to scroll down through there. Down a little bit more.
Down a little more.
Right there. It should tell you where the ship is, where the vessel's going to.
The vessel departed from some BR, wherever that is. I don't know. Okay.
Heading to Les Escaminas, Canada, wherever that is.
No, that's in Quebec, but this whoop. Okay. But anyways, it says it's flagged out of Singapore.
Yeah, Singapore. Okay, that's what that flag is.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Yeah, the river looks like it's getting pretty angry, doesn't it? Look at that camera bobble in the wind.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it was doing that when I went down to fly.
Oh crap. Guess what I didn't do today?
What?
I ran out of dog food again.
You did?
Yeah, I bought 4 cans the other day and I'm empty out. Well, 4 days, 1 can a day between the two of them, but they're small cans.
Yeah.
They're not big ones. Not the regular full size. I don't know. They've gone to the smaller can with a pop top on them.
Yep.
So it's enough just for the two of them. Maybe I'll have enough stew left over. I can pick some up something here. They'll love that.
Oh yeah. Boy. They won't want to go back to canned dog food.
Yeah, I'll have some buns. I'll just cut it or break them up, put it in there too with it to help fill them up. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that for supper tonight. I'll get you some more food. I got to go to Walmart. Anyways, cat's getting low on cat treats. Don't, my God, I don't want to run out. Follow me all out. Round, round, round. Where's my treats?
Yeah.
Where's the kitty? Do you see the kitty?
Glacier. Hey, how you doing? Welcome.
Hey, Bob Glacier. How's it going, guy? Oh, it was just super. It went really good, Lynn. My friends that came over, she made an apple pie just before she came over. It was still warm. We had ice cream to go with it. Oh, man, I was hurt last night. I stuffed myself so much. Well, you don't like birds any there, do you, Laura? Holy crap, got 15 birds there.
Yeah, she's got a regular aviary going.
I always wanted a sulfur crested cockatoo, but never ever got one. What do you want? You getting hungry? Oh, it is 20 to 6, isn't it? How about if I eat first and I'll feed you guys? Right back. I'm just going to warm up some food.
All right. I know me. Yes, you're a good girl. Good girl. Auntie Lynn says you should get some more food. Says you're starting to get a little light. So Robert, how you doing? You get any flying in, or? I went and flew in this windstorm we got going here. It was something. Oh, Laura wants an African gray. Team Dancer is in the house. Welcome. Also, if anybody would like to, please hit the like button, and also up at the very top, if you want to join the panel, just click on that and come on in. We're going to be here for a little while and talking in general about flying or not flying or life in general and the weather.
Okay. Just threw it in the microwave. So, Team Dancer's in the house.
Yep. Says we're hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're always interested in anybody wants to come and join the panel, please do so. You have an option of when you click on it, if you haven't gone on live before, you can come on with just your voice, or you can come on with your camera. It just depends upon what you're doing.
Yep. Hey, Lynn, how's House doing? Is he doing any better now? It's been Thursday, wasn't it? He had his operation, or Friday?
It was last Thursday.
Yep. Yeah, Thursday, huh? Because that's almost 4 or 5 days.
Yeah. She picked him up Thursday night, remember?
Yep. Well, hopefully he's getting a little better, not in too much pain. Yeah. Oh, Team Dad said he's editing a vid he found in his files for Indiana Harbor, but he also found one for the gut.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, is Laura leaving, is she?
Yeah, night, Laura. Sweet dreams.
Oh, going to bed. Okay, cool. Better each day. Cool. Glad to hear it.
It's 10:42 p.m. over there.
Oh, crap. It's still early yet.
Yeah. Usually Rob pops in and he stays until midnight over there.
Yeah. I don't know where Rob is. I haven't seen him for a day or two. Could be under the weather too.
He was on Laura's channel, but he said
was he?
Really busy with flying. So
yeah. Isn't that amazing though? How the way he is, and he could get a lot of flying, contracts and stuff.
Yep. Good for him.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
Lay down.
I was reading an article here. here in Ontario, their driver's license, when you go for your full driver's license,
Yeah.
they're gonna shorten up the road test now. You don't have to parallel parking, 3-point turns, or there's something else now because they're trying to shorten the road test up because they've got a 500,000 people backlog right now.
What?
Yeah, 500,000 in Ontario waiting to get a road test for a Class G license, which is, you know, your basic driver's license, right? So,
Well, so that's for first time. You don't have to take a test each time, do you? A road test?
well, there's two road tests. There's what's called the G1, which is your beginners, and you go out, you got to go, practice and all that.
Yeah.
And but see, you can there's certain restrictions on that, but you got to have a full Class G to drive on 401 highway series and different things, right? So to finish your license is a Class G. Well, anyways, they um uh but everybody's trying to get, but there's too many people waiting for Class G licenses,
Yeah,
right?
'cause see here in Michigan, you take like say a student, you're learning to drive.
Yeah.
You take a road test with an instructor there, and then that's it for the rest of your life. You just keep paying the fees.
No, you got to do two road tests here.
Wow.
No, you got to do two road tests. But see, the problem is too, you're getting a lot of immigrants coming here trying to get a license too. So that's been a problem too, right? So it just not a problem. It just creates a backlog.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I used to when I was doing driver training. They used to rent our car and stuff to, wow, with the instructor, but to use that vehicle for the road test, right? So I used to have to go to the drive test center, and then while they're on a road test, I had to go stand outside or whatever and wait for them to come back. Yeah. But we used to go and practice just before the road test, and then they go do the road test. So, yeah.
Well, that's interesting. But they got how many thousand backlog?
500,000.
Holy crap. I mean, even if you made it easier, that's still 500,000 people,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, where's that? Okay. So,
That's unbelievable.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was reading the article earlier. I gotta go get my supper.
But yeah, so I did get a chance to fly. And while we're taking a little bit of a break here, in case any of you missed it, let me go over here and videos, no pictures. And we go down here to new file. Okay. Screen share. There's the ship coming down. That's a tug and barge that went up about a week ago, I think. And I can tell you when it went outbound. Beverly went upbound. Was on 12/30, December the 30th. And it had several looked like either pumps or something on top of it, big ones. I think there was 3 or 4 on there. And now it's heading back down. Look at that ice on there. Isn't that something? Man. And the tug itself, but that's a good heavy duty tug. Look at the ice all over it. And even on the lifeboat, it's got its cover on, but there's a layer of ice on it too. Yeah, it's mostly for equipment or cranes or those kinds of things that those tugs service. Yep, a lot of ice. Everything's freezing. Well, like I say, anybody wants to join the panel, come on up. You just click up on the top. You can come in. Eric Ross, thank you. Yeah, it was windy too, I'll tell you. Oh, you took Albert for a walk today. Oh, that tire you out. Yes. Cold, cold, cold. Yeah, I decided that, with winter coming on and less and less ship traffic, I didn't want to miss that the tug. So Mia and I went down. Mia sat in the truck, kept the truck warm, and was my spotter. And I got out, and boy, when I got back in, I couldn't feel my fingers.
Guess what, Paul?
What's that?
I went to butter my buns. Can't find the butter. It was on the counter. So I looked all around. What the hell? I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm looking around. Went into the dog room and I found the lid. So I don't know where the rest of it is. I don't know if she ate it or not. The little bugger.
Hey, JD, welcome, my friend.
How's it going?
Okay, I'm gonna eat.
Yeah, Bill, that video that I just showed you was the raw. I'll edit that afterwards and get that up tonight. I try to get it done as quickly as possible because I know there's a lot of guys that want to see it. And if I hold ship videos too long, it becomes kind of passe. So, yeah, I try to get them done the same day. It really makes it for a late night when I get like 3 or 4 ship videos in the same day. So I have to step through them, but it is what it is. There's going to come a time not too far down the road here in the wintertime when there's not going to be any ships to get, and I wish I had them.
Yeah.
Hey.
Eric says he loves buttered buns.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So JD, what's going on with you?
Nothing. Been busy working and other crap.
Yeah. Oh, I see you working on your backdrop there, huh?
Yeah, it shows up a little bit better with the sunlight coming in through the window.
Yeah.
So where is it, JD?
The mini?
Yeah.
It'll be here tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, is it windy where you are or no?
I don't think so. It's like 57, almost 60 today.
Oh, wow. You're
unreal.
Yeah, really.
And I think it's supposed to snow Saturday. So
we have a temperature of 20, but with the wind chill, it takes it down close to 0. And it's supposed to go below 0 tonight. So
hey, Danzer, Lynn, Eric, Bill, Mike.
Oh, here comes Justin.
Hey, Justin. How was Justin? How was day 2? Yeah, we can't hear you. No audio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So half my day was just about cyber training and phishing on your phone, on your work phone, so people don't scam you. Since I already knew all about it, I skipped through the whole thing and I got 100 on the test.
Oh, good.
I was like, it was literally like a hour and a half long of just reading. I was like, I'm not reading all this crap. So I just skipped through all of it because I already knew everything. I just went right through the test, all the way down, got 100 on it.
Right.
They make us do that crap every couple months, and the last one I didn't do it, and they didn't say anything. So I'm just gonna keep doing that from now on. Just ignore it.
I mean, if you already know the information, there's no point in sitting there reading.
Yeah, I'm
all
not the
that
one
crap.
that's causing the problem. So send them the email.
Oh, here comes Rob.
Yep. Here comes Rob.
Well,
Lynn's
maybe.
favorite ginger.
Well, I call Rob my little ginger snap cookie.
There you go.
Lord.
There he is.
Hey guys.
That took so long.
Hey, you got company.
Oh yeah. Had to think, eh?
Yeah.
It took me a second when I saw that. I was like, who the hell is that sitting next to him? Then I realized because Han Solo was the first one to pop up,
Yeah.
his face, and I was like, who the hell's that?
Hey Lynn, Danza, Eric.
Lynn's been asking about you, Rob.
I know. I've been so busy.
Did
Hey
you
Mike.
did you work again today?
Yeah, I was out since 4 this morning.
How's the weather good enough to fly?
Yeah, got about 3 hours in today.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's yeah. Hey Robert.
Hey, Robert.
So you just hand over the raw to them and let them do with it what they want? Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Rob
That's,
and Team
that's
Danza?
the fun part, flying.
Yeah, I have got some editing I've got to do for them. And things. So yeah, I'll be doing that in the week and things. But yeah, up to now they've just been having the memory cards and telling me how they want it shot and what they want it shot in and other things.
You got a monitor for them to watch too, or are they looking over your shoulder?
Yeah, no monitor for them to watch as well.
Yeah.
Because of course I got the 2 controllers
Right.
for the Inspire.
Well, there's nothing like seeing a crash on a 32-inch TV. You know?
God,
really brings it home for the.
so especially when there's like half a dozen people all stood around it as well. I'm not going, but next week they're going to Ireland and all. So I'm sending people. I'm not going myself, but my drones are actually flying.
Which
next
island?
week.
Which island are they going to?
Ireland.
Oh, Ireland. I thought you said
Yeah.
Ireland.
Yeah, Ireland.
You gotta say Ireland.
No, Ireland.
Say it slower for us. You said it too fast. You're like Ireland.
So no, I got some medical things I gotta try and sort out and
Yeah. Okay.
got some things going and so yeah, I've sorted another pilot to go with the one I got now. So they're taking all the stuff over there next week. So
Good. Well, it's always good for you to have a backup pilot or two in your pocket, you know.
yeah, but it looks like as well though they want somebody in the UK as well next week. So yeah, just have to play it by ear.
Well, the next thing you know, you'll have 2 Inspires, so you can have one at one location and one at another.
Yeah, I know. No, it won't be 2 Inspires.
Well, as much crap as I give you, Rob, I hope you feel better.
Sorry, Ben?
Said as much crap as I give you, I hope you feel better.
Yeah, oh, thank you.
Yeah, so JD is getting his drone back tomorrow, Rob.
Is he?
Yep.
Yes.
Well done, JD.
And he said it was 55 or 60 degrees and nice weather there today. So maybe tomorrow, JD.
I think it's supposed to still be decent.
No, that's when a torrential thunderstorm will come rolling through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll get all the batteries in, just go to step out the door and boom.
It's like 54 and cloudy, and then Thursday's 52 and sunny. And then it gets cold after that.
So what's that 52? What's that in Celsius?
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, I was just curious-ish.
hold on, I'll tell you.
Because the other day you had snow.
Yeah. And then we're supposed to have snow Saturday.
So you're weather A, JDS.
Well, that's one thing I remember about, it's been a long time since I was in Kansas City, but I remember the weather goes up
Yeah.
and down like that.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah.
It's 11 Celsius.
Oh, so it's not that warm then. What's that, 50, did you say? Was it, Justin?
52 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ah, okay.
No way, Lynn, I'm keeping this weather.
Yeah. Yeah, that's well, we're bouncing between 3 and 12 sort of thing over the days we are.
Last year was really
Celsius.
cold. We didn't get a lot of snow, but it was so cold the whole winter.
Yeah.
You're not first today, JDS? Oh.
Yeah. Are you not amazing?
Yeah, and then
I don't believe you're not amazing.
I think he will. Isn't
I
this
didn't
his
see him.
second time here?
I didn't see him.
Yeah, he was here earlier. Yep.
Yeah, I think
Hello,
he was.
Mr. Newfound Bill.
If he
Hey,
didn't,
Bill, how's it going?
Nicest guy on YouTube.
Yep.
And my RC parts come in on Thursday.
Hey, and
So
there's Ron.
oh, nice.
Hey,
Howdy.
what's happening, Ron?
How you guys doing?
Yeah, good, you?
Good.
What are you rebuilding your truck, JD?
yeah, I smashed it up last time I went out, so I got parts for that, and then I got a bigger motor and speed control for my speed racer, so I can try to hit that 100 miles an hour.
That's what he needs is a bigger motor.
Yeah.
More damage.
They was JG. I'll say the king. They were some awesome backflips. The control of them in the air was pretty awesome. I can do them, but not with that. Not with that style.
Hey, Ron, you know what was hilarious last night? Jim calls me on Messenger and says, "Hey, are you busy?" I was like, "No." He goes, "Oh, okay. I want to test out to see if I can share a screen with just one monitor because I ordered a new monitor and won't be here for a few days. I just want to make sure I can share my screen without it."
Right.
So I was like, "Yeah, sure. I'll help you test it out." We get on StreamYard doing a private thing. And he's like sitting there talking like he's ready to go live. I said, "You realize it's Monday night, right?" He goes, "Oh, shit." He goes, "I thought it was Tuesday." I said, "No, it's only Monday night." I said, "You don't go live till tomorrow night."
Is he gonna go on tomorrow night?
Or tonight he'll be on at 8.
Or tonight? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm on the wrong day.
Hey, you know what? That's what happens when you get a row of days off. It's like the other day, Lynn says, "You put your trash out," and I said, "That was yesterday."
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Bill?
One day melts into another one.
Hey,
How's
Mr.
the-
Hodges.
How's the new
Hey.
job going, Justin?
Good. I did my second day of online training here at the house.
Mhm.
I did maybe 12 hours of training and I got paid for 16, so I'm not complaining.
Oh,
No.
well done.
A lot of it
And
had to do
you-
with, well, a lot of the stuff today had to do with cyber, which I know, like cyber phishing and cyber crimes, which I've kind of already knew a lot about. So I just skimmed right through it. It would have took me a couple hours. I did it in like 20 minutes.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, so the company is real fussy about protecting everything, right?
Wow.
yeah, I have like 14 different websites I have to use with all different passwords, and then they want me to change them every 3 months. I was
It's
like,
yeah.
oh my God.
Yep. Hmm.
I was like, you let me have Siri pick my password. Ain't nobody breaking that thing. They'll give me like 45 characters of random characters. Ain't nobody breaking through
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Our old IT guy let us just use the old one, and he would, reset it each time, so we didn't have to make a new one. But once they replaced him, the new guy came in and was like Mr. Security, and like insisted we change it every 3 months. Like, man, I just add another number to the end now.
Hey, Ron, Lynn wants to know, she had a question for you. Are you catching up on your sleep now?
I am. Wow. Yeah, no. Weird thing was I was wide awake at 2 a.m. this morning. I get up and watch TV for a little while. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Go back to bed.
Yeah.
So I went back to bed about 3:30 till it was like 6 or 6:30. It's 8 or 8. You're Eastern time, right?
Yep, Eastern time
Yeah.
zone. Yep.
But where'd you go today, Ron?
Went into town and went and hung out with the people from the grocery store. Went and flew the drone a little bit. Did some overhead photos of their grocery store and their house, and just I really didn't go far.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because you said you're going to grab the camera and the drone and go someplace. So
I did. I grabbed the whole backpack and took off.
Well, hey, how long's it been since you've flown the drone?
I flew it once. That whole Yellowstone trip, I flew it one time. And it was only for 3 minutes.
Wow.
Before that, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know if Lynn's referring to you, Ron, but she said Duck Dynasty is on.
Probably.
You missed it last night. We had a good little meet with Dre on here, and Lynn came on.
Oh, well, I thought she was actually watching Duck Dynasty. I was like, God, I hate that.
I met those guys from Duck Dynasty. They were in Sundance, Wyoming, which is, I don't know, half an hour from here. They were hunting with a different outfitter. It's our competition, but last thing I expected at 7:30 in the morning, walk into the butcher shop and see what a bunch of clowns.
Like Uncle Si.
God.
They're with an outfit called 7J, and they're pretty popular on the hunting channel too. And they're about as popular as us. And yeah, they were all there, and they had the film crews in there, and
Wow.
busting on each other. And it was funny. My hunter was just tickled to death. We were there for an hour, dropping a deer off.
Yeah, so you didn't know what they were like off camera then?
They're probably like that on and off camera too, but they were ripping on each other. And then Phil, the guy with the real long beard, the one that's pretty religious, he's always and they'll probably be at that sportsman show in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania here in a couple of weeks. Last time I was at the show, he was there. Yeah, he did like a presentation and a speech, and they're nice guys though. They really are.
I just can't take to it. the program. I don't know why I can't.
Uncle Si cracks me up.
Yeah.
I was on 2 episodes of Storage Wars. Let me tell you, that crap is staged like crazy.
Yeah.
Them sort of things I'm sad as I watch. And Swamp People, is
I
it?
still watch them, even though I know it's.
Yeah,
I know.
The alligators, yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch that, and the Loggers.
Oh, there's a
Wow.
guy on YouTube that used to like expose, like he would, like the what was that Detroit that show about the Detroit pawn shop, Pawn Stars? No,
Yeah.
not
Oh,
Pawn
yeah.
Stars.
Hardcore porn.
Hardcore Pawn. Yeah.
Yeah,
He went in there with undercover cameras and filmed them staging setups,
Yeah.
and then posted it to YouTube. It was hilarious. and he did this whole breakdown of it and everything. He was like, "Now watch, listen to what they're saying," and he had a whole set of undercover cameras on him.
But then somebody else, he's done it on YouTube. That I think he said he took his mower or blower in or something, and he pawned it. He pawned it for $100. By the time he paid back the loan and everything else, it was nearly $600. Back then, he said it would have been cheaper for me to buy a new one than to get his old one back. Oh, holy crap!
Yeah.
Like, has anybody ever been into the Pawn Stars pawn shop? I've been in there a couple of times.
I've been in
Oh
there.
no!
When you go in there, like on the show, it looks like a pawn shop, but when you go in there and actually see it, it's more like a what do you want to call it? A souvenir shop.
Yeah.
Yes.
At least last
Yeah.
time I was in there, like most of the shop was just souvenir crap with their pictures on it.
Yeah,
It's,
but by
yeah.
all accounts, I've heard both sides that it's actually filmed in the studio. It's not
No.
actually filmed there because of something to do with Vegas laws filming in a pawn shop. But I don't know.
Well, I know the guys, the 2 times I was there, none of the guys were there except for the black security guard, the one that was always
yeah,
like
yeah.
kind of in the background. He was at the door both times I
Antoine.
went. But yeah, most of the time they weren't even there. But it didn't even feel like a real pawn shop when you went in there after
It
the
is all
show kind of got a
souvenirs
hold
now,
of.
isn't it?
Well, and a lot of the stuff on the show was set up, like somebody would have something that was historic in value. And then some of the stuff they didn't actually buy, they just did it for the show. They paid them a little bit of money to come in and bring their item in. And then some stuff was actually bought, but
Hang on, I'm just.
So Ron, what's the plan for the rest of the week?
I don't know. I might be going fishing in the next couple days.
Oh, I like fishing.
The guy that has the grocery store? Is that it?
Yeah. I was down there visiting today. They just got a new dog. It's a Sharpei.
Oh yeah,
It's one of those dogs that got the real
All the
wrinkly.
wrinkles?
yeah.
Yeah, the big wrinkles.
Yeah.
Oh, just a really cute little pup. And the wife has been taking it, she takes it into work, but they only had it in there 3 or 4 days, and the dog is really adjusted. I mean, it's super smart for a 6-8 week old puppy.
So you're gonna go ice fishing, I take it then?
Potentially, yeah. I bought my license today, fishing license. It's either that or take the 4-wheeler, and there's some state land about a mile from here. The nice thing is I can jump on my 4-wheeler right here at the house and take off right down the road because it's licensed for the road.
Now, are most of all the fishing spots frozen over with ice, or is it?
Oh yeah, the whole lake's froze. How thick, I don't know, but
how
I haven't
much
been
is
down
a
there.
how much is a fishing license, if you don't mind me asking?
For me right now, unfortunately, because I'm not considered a resident yet, it was a little over $100 for the year.
Well, it's not too bad.
If you're a resident, it's probably about 25 or 30 bucks,
I
right?
don't even think it's that much. Yeah, everything. Mountain lion tag right now would be $350. When I become a resident, it's $30. So
That's what I want to see, a mountain lion mounted behind you.
so do I. That's why somebody was telling me, it's like, Ron, you got a spot up here.
Yep.
You got to feel. Yeah, well, I'm waiting.
Well, the other thing is I'd like to see you have a trained mountain lion just right there in the studio with you.
Oh, hell no.
I'd rather have a cougar in your bed.
There is a guy on YouTube. What's the name of that cat? Pessy or Tessie or something like that. Guy has the tame cougar.
Yeah.
Yeah, big kitty.
But did you hear what JD said, Ryan?
No.
I think you'd rather have a cougar in your bed. And
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the funny thing
Definitely.
is, I just learned what that word meant a few years ago. I'm like, what's a cougar? Oh, that's what a cougar is.
A cougar is what pays for your fishing license.
There you go. Yeah. Yep. That would help. Yep. Must
Yep.
be able to clean fish, cook, clean.
Well, it was like, it was like the whole emoji thing with Matt. Matt was actually having a conversation with this girl, and she was sending him emojis, and he didn't know what the hell they meant. And she sent him the eggplant emoji, and he thought it meant dinner, what was for dinner. So I sent him a list of what the emojis actually mean. So he has a better conversation with her.
What's the eggplant one mean?
That means dick.
Oh. Jesus Christ.
She said,
Okay.
I want that eggplant. He thought that's what she wanted for dinner.
Well,
I mean, I guess.
that's what she really wanted for dinner, right?
I guess.
Oh, wait till I see him. So I understand you need a refresher on emojis.
I sent him and Jim both a list of the emojis and what they actually meant, because neither one of them knew, like all the little acronyms and everything.
Yeah. Jeez. Oh, goodness.
So, Rob, have you got to work again tomorrow?
Yeah.
Go out and see if my trespassers are back.
Yeah, he's looking for the herd out in the front
Yeah.
yard.
Sorry, I'm trying to look at this other computer a minute. I am.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. That's all right. We'll carry on.
He has the version of your squirrels, just deer.
Yeah, big squirrels.
it costs a little more to feed.
Oh, I was thinking the same thing. I was like,
Man.
that's gotta be way more expensive.
Uncle
No,
Bill.
my squirrels eat about, I want to say about $100 worth of peanuts every week and a half or so.
I bet he could put a big old one of those big salt blocks out there. Because the
Yep.
wildlife love those things, man. They'll go nuts on those.
And I don't know exactly what deer eat, but I know they like to lick the salt blocks. But
They eat all your plants. I know that.
if you were feeding deer, would it be the same kind of feed that you would give? Because Paul showed a live camera of them feeding them, but I think it's a mixture of corn and soy or something. Or
Yeah, you can get like the big 50-pound burlap sacks of like corn.
Yeah.
We're back.
Hey, Uncle
Hey.
Bill.
Hey,
Are they
Ron,
back?
that's what you need to put out there is a big salt block for 'em.
Oh, they're already out there at the corn.
Oh, you got corn for them?
Yeah. I'll take you guys. I don't know. It was yeah.
Yep.
Let me sign out and sign back in on the phone.
Are you
Okay.
gonna take a walk out there?
Yeah,
Oh, they're back.
they're back.
Oh, all right.
Got to fatten them up.
Get them all ready for the season. I don't know if you could just I wonder if that's legal, if you could just walk out his front door during deer season if he's licensed and just
Well,
pop
he
one in the
lives
front yard.
in town, and
Just
they,
go out
he
with a knife.
cannot shoot. He cannot shoot in town.
Yeah, okay.
Go Rambo on it.
Just come out the front door. Just take out the whole herd in one shot.
Good to see you, Bill.
Yep. Uncle Bill, how you doing?
He
Uncle
said, I
Bill.
like to feed the deer to my belly.
Right.
There's a link in the chat if you want to join us, Bill.
Yeah, jump up here, Bill. Ron's about to come back in. Show us the deer outside.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, are they back there? Are they, Ron?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were there this morning, eh? So,
Can you still hear me?
Yep.
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 Yeah.
We can
But watch, as soon as I shake this corn, she should come at me.
Oh, there she is. I see her.
Was that her out the end of the driveway?
Oh, look at her. Oh, yep. There she comes.
Yep. Come here.
After feeding that, Ron,
Right
don't you
on the
feel bad
smoker.
about having any relatives up on your wall?
Rob said he had a bad feeling having their relatives up on your wall.
Taking a couple steps.
Ron
Maybe.
Smoker is just over here to the left, and he's
Yeah,
getting
maybe you can see in the window.
Yeah,
Oh crap!
yeah. That's where Uncle Bob went.
Wow, this is so cool. Oh, yep, coming
Oh,
up.
Bill. She looks delicious.
Yeah.
It's okay.
All right, everybody.
You're
be
all a
quiet.
bunch of savages.
Be honest. She's thinking about it. Come on.
Oh yeah, she's thinking about it.
Is that hard snow? Is she nervous about the snow?
No, she just ears are up.
Yeah, she's worried about Ron. She's not
She
sure.
she's listening. You see her twitching around.
doesn't like his aftershave.
Oh, she hears something behind her. Yeah. Well, put it on the damn ground. I'll eat it.
Put a little, flip a little piece on the ground.
I mean, he does it enough times. Eventually, they're going to come up to him.
Oh
no
yeah.
problem.
Oh, sure they will.
Bust through the window to get in. Where's the
I've
corn
seen
at?
some. Have you seen some of those videos before?
Yes.
The deer have gotten into houses, tore them the hell up trying to get out.
That's it. Just give her a little taste.
Yeah. You need an extension handle like on a camera.
I do.
Yeah, you should be able to set up something on a stick, a broomstick or something. Just reach over. You know, work her, getting her closer every time, right? Eating the corn. It's on the ground.
Here's all your friends.
Yeah,
Hanging
there
on
was
your
what?
wall.
Yeah, yeah.
They're on my wall.
It's a family reunion.
She's come to mourn them.
Yeah, she's trying to figure out why you're feeding it after you killed the rats.
Patience. Patience.
Said the spider to the fly.
So close.
Yeah, I threw some on the ground, so she's gonna eat that.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe some more show up shortly.
Yeah.
Hop up over that railing.
That's what I said. I've seen deer, man, jump through the windows of like convenience stores and stuff, freak out, can't get their way out, and then they end up jumping through another window to get out. End up tearing up the whole house at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, just lay it on the deck there. Maybe she'll come up and start eating right out of the dish on the deck.
Oh yeah. All right,
Then
I'll
next-
sign back in on the regular computer.
Okay,
Okay.
that's cool.
Well,
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think Ron said he had some mountain lion tracks in his yard too.
Yes, he did.
I think I'm gonna take off, guys.
Okay,
All
JD.
right,
Hey,
JD.
thanks, buddy.
Have a good night, man.
You too.
We'll
Take
see you
care.
again soon.
You bet.
All
I
right.
I just kind of wondered if the deer was hearing our voices over Ron's phone.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, because they can hear for a long ways.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bill.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like your last date.
we are. Yeah, each time a couple of them start getting a little bit closer and closer. It takes time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know. But I had that one buck. He came up and ate right out of it.
Till you strangled him and cut his head off.
I like that response you had, Rob. But where are your friends? Yeah, they're on Ron's wall.
I know. Don't you feel guilty by going out and feeding that after you've got his whole family tree up there?
Yeah. I do feel somewhat bad. All three of these guys
God.
were all out chasing women.
Yeah.
They had one thing on their mind. Look what it got them.
The ultimate cock block round.
Yeah.
Appearances on YouTube.
No, I couldn't. These guys, not when they're coming up, you know. But it's kind of cool to do that, though.
I'm only joking, round.
You know, I just hope by bringing them in here like this, so they don't attract the lions. I was talking to folks at the
Lions?
store. They said they had wanted frequenting. You can tell when they're here in the wintertime because you see the tracks.
Mountain lion.
They're not here in the summer, but I found a couple piles of crap out in my front yard. It's not deer, and I don't have a dog. It's not that. But
Well, didn't you say one of the mountain lions was almost 200 pounds?
Yeah, 182 or 188. It was 180 something. Yeah, that's a big kitty. It was almost a Wyoming state record. Apparently, the state record is around 2 or a little over. That's a big cat. Yeah, they're just rock solid muscle.
Just why that's when you go out to the porch and you just dangle a shoestring. Come here, kitty.
Go out there with a handful of catnip.
With a handful of 44 Magnum.
You know what's actually funny about the whole catnip thing? I watched a guy who runs a like a lion refuge or whatever here in the US. He has like all the different lions. He actually did an experiment. He took catnip around and none of the big cats would respond to it, but the wild cats that are closest to house cats friggin' went nuts for it.
Really?
But they do he said they do like perfumes and colognes and like icy hot. And that was one of the things. I was watching a guy in California who tracks them for the state. And he goes out and he puts icy hot on the logs. And the cats just go nuts for it and they rub up against it and everything. And that's how they get them. And then they'll tranquilize them, put the trackers on them and the tags and stuff. And then they'll wake up and let them go.
That's enough here.
Here's speaking of big kitties. I don't know if I can't remember if I showed you these pictures. When my brother and I were speaking, he ran he was the primary caretaker at a wildlife animal park out in Wichita, Kansas. But these are, can you see my screen?
Yep.
It's on my Facebook, but had two screech, he had a lot of raptors. And there's the one of the 2 white Bengal tigers that he had.
Those are nice.
Nice kitty.
Does he still have them or?
I don't know. We haven't spoken in 5 years.
I saw some of those at the
There's
MGM
one.
Grand they had on display.
Yeah. He actually, the owner of the place sold one of the tigers to that guy at, I think it might have been the MGM, one of the guys in Vegas.
Mhm.
Yeah, we used to fly as birds, used to go to the high school or the elementary schools and fly the birds in the auditoriums for the kids. The red-tailed hawk. Or I used to feed the giraffes. Look at them standing on a giant rock and they still got to bend over.
Oh, did you hear about that tiger that got killed the other day by that cop?
No.
I watched a news story last night about a guy, I guess, broke into one of the zoos. In fact, I can't remember which zoo it was here in the US. And it was the middle of the night or whatever. And he went up to play with the tiger through the cage. The tiger grabbed the dude's arm and was ripping it. And the cop had
Yeah.
to put his pistol through the thing and kill the tiger. And it was one of the rare breeds. There's only 300 of them.
Here's the mean little ones. This is the snow leopards. They like to play with the broom and chase the broom, but you really had to keep your eye open on those guys. There I got to hold his one bald eagle.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was a pretty neat experience. They're heavy. It's unbelievable how heavy they are. There's Salem. He was the one real super tame snow leopard. We could actually take him out into the field and play kickball with him. He'd chase the ball and bring it back to us. And yeah, but he was pretty cool. There is this is a spotted leopard. Apparently they're known to be the rarest cat in the world. I think they're from Afghanistan, if I remember correctly. This is when I used to be younger and have hair. There's baby white Bengal. Yeah, we used to take them to the Wichita Garden Show and used to bottle feed them. Yeah, they were pretty cool. Public loved that. And the Ringtail Lemurs they're from Madagascar. They love coming up and climbing on you and being hand fed, and yeah. Baby giraffe, 3 days old. 3 days. Unbelievable. How big that thing is for 3 days old. Wow, it's amazing. There I was feeding one of the, I think that was the big male. That was like a 600-pound tiger. Big kitty. Yeah. Anywho.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, you usually don't get up in close encounters like that in places like that.
The one Siberian tiger he had, we used to swim with her in the lake, and we'd put her in the truck and take her for car rides. And yeah, she was, they actually used to take her, she's only about a year old, but they, the one car dealership wanted to do a commercial, and they used the tiger. And the poor guy that was doing the commercial was scared shitless, and understandably so. Funny thing about that tiger, we were going down into town and we had to stop at the hardware store. And she had a collar and leash. And like I said, she was about, I don't know, maybe 200, 250 pounds at the time. And she sat, we had, the bucket, or not the bucket, but the bench seat in his old F-150. But I'd hold on to the leash. And if you rolled down the window, she'd like to stick her head out, just like a dog, stick her head out the window. But I remember we came to this hardware store and he had to go in and get something, my brother did. And we went to get out. I said, "You want to lock the doors?" He's like, "No." He said, "Would you get in there?" And I'm like, good point. He just left the cat inside the cab of the truck, But yeah. It's kind of a neat experience. It's a shame, he and I don't speak anymore. It was really a really cool, rare experience, Paul Hodges, did you get a chance to see the missus today?
Did she do what?
Did you get to see the missus today?
Oh yeah, yep. Went this afternoon about 2:45. Yeah, went and had a good talk with her again today and stuff. So now she fell asleep towards the end, but it just.
Right.
But I got a meeting Thursday morning at 10:00 with her health team. So
Right.
yeah,
Is she? Tell me if I'm getting too nosy or whatever, but is she oriented enough where she recognizes everyone? And
yeah, we're still okay there. Yeah. Yeah, we're still okay on that end of it. So, but
Right.
she has her good days and her bad days. But
Right.
you know, but there seems to be the afternoon seems to be the time to visit her.
Right.
After supper, she just kind of seemed out of it. I don't know if they give her more medication or something, then maybe it's making her drowsy or what, right? But I found out a little bit of information today I never knew about. But she I don't know, we'll just say a month ago she fell and broke her hip. Okay. But she's supposed to go back to the hospital week today to get x-rays and see the surgeon. And so anyways, but with all this COVID, it's kind of hard getting her back and forth, and and they really don't want her leaving and all that. Anyways, I found out today they could do x-rays right there at long-term care. I
Oh,
didn't know they
really?
had a machine to do it there. Yeah.
Huh.
So they're thinking of we're in the process. Maybe just get her x-rays there, and send them, the doctor can look at them and then decide if he needs to see her or not, right? So
Right.
that way we don't have to take her out or expose her or anything, right? You can just stay right there. So I don't know. I'll find out shortly.
Hey Ron, did you see what Mike Rennick wrote? He said, "Did you see
No,
the
I just
emergency?"
just brought up the chat.
He said, "Did you see the emergency helicopter that crashed in Philly?"
Yeah,
Oh
that was
yeah.
right there in Upper Darby. It's an area just slightly uh, west of Philly. Yeah, Upper Darby Township. Yeah, it was an EC 135. Not sure exactly what went wrong, but sounds like he had some kind of complete failure, and he just was looking for the first flat open spot he could. Everybody apparently came out of it okay. There were 3 crew members and a patient on board. I guess a young child. They're on their
Yeah.
way to Children's Hospital in Philly, and
Wow.
but everybody apparently came out of it okay. I mean, they were injured, but nothing real severe. So
Yeah.
that was good to hear.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you something, Ron. If something like that happens, does it kind of like shift every crew in the United States to have to cover them, or in some way, does it affect all you guys? Like,
No, it's what it does though, Justin. We had our competition in Bismarck, North Dakota. They crashed 3 years ago, and I was out hunting. I was guiding, and I'm sitting out in the woods with one of my hunters, and my boss calls me and he said, "Hey, Ron, just checking up on you, make sure you're okay." And I'm like, and I'm whispering to him like, "I'm okay. What's up?"
Yeah.
I didn't know. And
Yeah.
then he's like, "Oh, maybe you didn't hear." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't." And he said, BAM, Bismarck Air Medical. He said they crashed today and everyone was killed. I'm like, holy shit! I just talked to the medic like 2 days prior.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
what it does though, it affects you mentally. It sometimes questions me like, hey, do I want to keep doing this? There was a period, I want to say in the 90s, early 2000s, where, man, every month or two.
What are you doing?
Hey,
where's my kisses?
I've been to a crash site. My buddy's dad was a paramedic and on a life flight crew. It crashed up in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. That was the pilot was the very first pilot I ever flew with. Super, 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 super nice guy. He left us because his family was moving up north and he joined another flight program. But yeah, Jack was he's a great guy. Jack Goodwin was his name. But no, to answer your question, in the immediate area, it does affect. Yeah. So.
Well, you're down one helicopter to start with in a crew, so.
Yeah.
well, that's what I'm saying, because I'm assuming around the whole country itself, there's only so many flight crews that do stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why I figured. I didn't know if like they readjust everybody across to try to cover, or.
Yeah, they do their best, for what they can. I think by the paint job on that aircraft that it was a what they call air methods. Air Methods was a company that I worked for 4 years. When I left Pennsylvania, when I went to work in California, they run and operate helicopters, mostly helicopters, but some planes in 45 states. And big, they're like the second, I think they're just down below United or Delta as far as the amount of aircraft that they run and operate. But even though the flight program may be like, the name of my program in California was Mercy Air, but they are run and operated. The corporation that owned them was Air Methods. I came to South Dakota, still an Air Methods employee, but the company was called Black Hills Life Flight. So it's possible that for as big as they are, they may be able to replace that helicopter quick. They may not. Sometimes they can replace it in a couple weeks. Sometimes it takes a few weeks. The company in Bismarck, it took them better part of 2 months before any of the med crew felt comfortable flying again. I think it depends on the reason of the crash. That particular one in Bismarck, NTSB came down to the final decision. It takes them usually at least a year to do the investigation, come to a determination, but they felt that the plane fell apart in midair. Yeah, there were some maintenance issues with that plane, and there was some with not only that plane but that particular model, and they investigate, how it crashed, the speed at which it came down, and was it a gliding impact? Was it a nose down impact? They can tell a lot from that. But yeah, it's sometimes when that happens, sometimes crews just, I'll admit, I went back to work, and just because the people, it makes you hesitant, and then it makes you a little gun shy. And I got a couple pilots I work with. I mean, the aircraft that we're in is a King Air 200, and that thing's a little workhorse. It really is. That thing will take a lot of abuse. But there are certain things, especially after that crash. It was probably a couple days afterwards, we come outside and go on a trip, and we had a little bit of freezing rain, and the pilot has the final say so as to whether we go or not. But we have a rule of 3 to go, 1 to say no. And that usually pertains to helicopter. In our situation, it's 4 to go, 1 to say no. But I walked out of the hangar, started across the tarmac, and I'm like, nope. And turned around. I said, guys, nope, we're done. And the one pilot who was the captain for the day said, Ron, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to hear anymore. I'm done. We don't go, period.
Yeah.
Okay. And my bosses will say nothing to me. If you get that feeling, that little hairs that stand up on the back of your neck or in your gut that says, I don't want to do this. I mean, if it's,
that's a smart
clear
decision.
10 miles of visibility and sunny and 70 degrees, and you turn it down, you better have a damn good reason for it. But, yeah, it's
a smart decision.
Yeah.
Follow your gut. That's for sure.
You do.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always done. So far, I was in a situation when I was in California, working on the Army base, and we got called for a mission. Our pilot said no, due to weather. So they called the next closest helicopter. Their pilot said yes. And the heartbreaking part of it was my partner, Jackie, she was on the phone with one of her best friends who worked for that other flight program. And she's like, and at the time we didn't know that other program was because sometimes the county 911 centers, they don't stop at one. They'll call one, hey, can you do this flight? Or And if that one says no, they'll try the next closest one. So in other words, they kind of grocery shop. Jackie didn't know. In talking to her friend says, "Hey, we got a flight, we got to go," and it was the same accident scene that we had turned down due to weather. So she says goodbye to her friend on the phone. That was the last time she ever spoke to her.
Huh.
You know, they crashed. Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
killed.
You
Rough.
see that there was a 777, like, big Boeing 777 in Dubai. It took off at the end of the runway. Like it should have lifted off a lot sooner. And there's houses at the end, down a ways from the end of the airport. It was 75 feet over the houses when it.
Wow.
Did it crash or ended up making
No,
it?
it never crashed. But
Oh, wow.
they got big investigation into it now. They've grounded the aircraft and everything else. So, but I figured the pilots didn't reset everything right or something, because something about they figure in the altitude hold, somebody had set it to 0. Okay, so it didn't give them, the V1, for rotating and all that stuff to take off, and because it should have never been at ground level for a holding altitude. It should have been, like 3,000, 5,000 feet or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's got auto throttles and all this stuff, right? And but anyways, yeah, they held right down to the end of the runway, just about hit the lights at the end of the runway, and it was only 75 feet going over the houses, according to all the data. Yeah, you
Wow.
imagine jet that big going over your house at 75 feet?
Woo.
Wow.
Well, some
you
people
could
lost
jump
some
up and touch the landing gear, couldn't you?
Especially a 777. They're pushing some serious thrust.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I'm
and-
sure some people lost some shingles off their roofs.
Oh, right. We were in a helicopter, Paul. I'll never forget this. It was my third week after I got off orientation in California, and I was down in San Diego, and we had finished a mission, but we didn't have enough fuel to get home, so we went over to San Diego Airport and refueled. We're lifting off. The controller says, turn right heading blah, 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 climb and maintain certain altitude.
Yep.
And we're under night vision goggles. And all of a sudden, both the pilot and I were sitting up front, and we both yelled, "Holy shit." Well, here was this small little, I don't even know what it was. It was almost like a glider. And I'm like, shit, look out on the right. And all of a sudden he does this hard turn to the left. And the pilot instantly called the controller in a nice way, but he pretty much said, "Yo, you jackass, you just turned our heading into another aircraft." And the controller said, "What other aircraft?" And the controller kind of basically asked us, are you seeing things? He goes, "I got 3 people under goggles. There's a small plane right here in front of us." Well, here what it was a drug plane. And so once everybody calmed down, he asked us, he said, "Can you divert and keep this aircraft in your sight?" And we did. We kept back about a half a mile from it. And it was only at 800-900 feet. And all of a sudden the controller called us and said, "Take a real hard right turn and veer off to the right, this course heading. There's 2 F-16s coming up behind you." So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
sure enough, that was kind of cool watching, and especially under goggles, watching that. Like I said, as soon as we started to turn right, those F-16s went by us. We felt their wake. Holy crap. We kind of shook a little bit, but it was kind of cool with the night vision goggles watching those afterburners, and all they could do was escort that thing. And all of a sudden that plane started to turn back to the south. It went back to Mexico. The only thing they can do is escort it. They can't shoot it down. They can't, do anything to it.
Well,
Yeah.
it was funny because I've watched some stuff about smuggling drugs and all this stuff. And border guards or they're out in the bush and everything else, but they kept doing, the drug guys kept doing drug drops in this one area. But anyways, they're sitting there and there's freaking ultralight coming in and it circles around, does the drop, then starts heading back to Mexico. Like, why don't you just shoot the freaking thing down? Nope, can't do that. Nope.
Can't do it.
See, they should
then-
be able to, because technically that's invading international airspace right there.
Yeah, but they
Well,
didn't
One
land.
country to another.
But they didn't land.
Yeah,
You can,
can't do it.
I can leave here, fly over the U.S. and turn around, and come back. As long as I don't touch down, you're not invading nothing really.
Oh, I bet if we did that with one of our drones, we'd be on the ground, freaking cavity search from the border patrol.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in my F-16.
There you go.
Bob Glazer said he just saw the Ring doorbell footage of the Drexel crash. That's that one that the airplane went down and hit 2 houses burned up or something. I think it was. Yeah, I think.
Where was that, Paul?
Oh, down the state someplace about a week ago.
Hmm.
There's
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
there's a plane crash. It crashed in town, hit one house, but 2 houses caught fire or something. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
that was the one he's talking about.
Yeah, somebody's Ring doorbell caught it on footage.
Yeah.
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 Well, I was flying here not too long ago, and I was over at the park, and 2 F-18s were coming over
Yeah,
from
go
an
Todd.
air show in
Let's go.
Lakeland, and my drone started wigging out. I think it was something with their anti-jamming systems that they have on there,
Oh, probably, yeah.
because it was the F-18 Growlers that have the electronic countermeasures on them.
Mhm.
And that drone started going. I was like, nope, brought it right down and landed it, because I wasn't but like 20 feet off the ground. I was just hovering it. I was doing a test with it. I was trying to see if I could track my mini with it there too.
Right,
And I was just testing it to see if it would let me lock onto the mini. And it
right.
was only like 20 feet above the ground. And man, those F-18s came screaming over out of nowhere. And it started going nuts, going all over the place. And I think that's what it was. It was their anti-jamming systems they have on
Oh,
there.
probably, yeah.
And I'm sure it probably pinged on their system somewhere that something was in the air.
Mm.
I'm sure they got some kind of alert. Thank God I was on US soil.
Justin, were you on Matt's live here? It was a week or two ago. He was doing his flight simulator sometime in the middle of the afternoon, our time.
No, I actually had missed it because I think I was on Paul's live at the time, and I didn't get the notification until after he had gone off.
Okay.
But yeah,
Here's the area where he was flying. This is a rescue. We did it in this is just across the Utah-Nevada line. This is where we went out into the Ruby Mountains of Elko, Nevada. We're on our way out to 3 women. We're in a side-by-side 4-wheeler, and we're going up into these mountains to go up there and get them. But this is the terrain I used to work in. I was back 6 years ago, 7 years ago now.
oh, is that where he was flying the F-18 at in the flight
That's
simulator?
where he was flying that plane, pretty close to where he was flying that day. Well, I used to hike up into these mountains, and there's full of little lakes all over the place and trout, and it's pretty cool.
Now, let me ask you something, Ron. I was explaining this on, I think, Matt or Jim's show a few months back. Is there not a huge blade on the front of the helicopters that are for cables? If you happen to run into isn't there like a big blade thing that hangs on the bottom of the helicopter?
Some have them, yes. Some have a wire strike kit. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. See, I was trying to explain it to him. There, everybody was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I said, "There's a blade thing that hangs on there."
You don't see them very often. I think some of the power line guys that do the power line, inspections, which I'm sure is becoming less and less anymore because of drones. But yeah, it's like it almost looks like a big pair of scissors, And if you where it's actually located is actually right at the top of the windshield, because you sit and think about it, the windshield is kind of at an angle. So if that wire hits right at the nose, it's going to glide right up and it'll catch right into those scissors. Yeah. But no, that is true. That they do have. I haven't seen one in quite a while, but I do
Okay.
remember.
Yeah, because I've seen the helicopters where they'll have one right at the nose, and then they'll have one,
Mhm.
like you said, right above the windshield, right where
Yeah,
the
yep.
rotors are.
Yep.
And it's for if they run into a cable, it's supposed to be able to cut it and get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Down here, the aircraft, the egg cats and stuff, they all the leading edges in the windshield all got like a sharp edge to cut cables.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's that. Hold on. Let me pull that. Let me share that video real quick. That's the one of that crash. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay, man.
I don't know if that's music or not. I can't tell.
Oh, see the plane there now? Oh.
See somebody's dog running back and forth.
Yeah. Huh. Oh, that was a helicopter
Oh,
crash.
yeah.
Oh,
What did
okay.
it say?
No, the one I was thinking was an airplane one.
That must have been the helicopter crash today. He was talking about the one up in you
Yeah.
guys were talking about earlier.
Oh.
Yeah, you can
Oh,
see
shit.
it's going haywire.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the one. Okay.
That's a great thing about everybody having cameras on their houses now, man. Sometimes they catch things like that normally nobody would have ever saw.
Yeah.
I take one more check on my little trespassers.
Yeah.
Well, that's like these people, these package thieves and stuff that go through neighborhoods. It's like if you drive down just my street here with the 20, 30 houses just on my little street here, 15 or 16 of them have full security systems outside their house with cameras. And almost every single house has a Ring doorbell camera. So it's like, why are you going to go through a neighborhood these days? I mean, you're on camera damn near everywhere you go. Especially over there where Rob lives. I mean, you guys have I think one of the biggest CCTV camera setups in the world.
Oh, it wouldn't
as far
surprise me.
as far as the amount of cameras that are in public areas.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, you guys have
They
one
are
of the,
everywhere.
yeah.
It's something stupid. Like if you go out, you film like on camera like 200 times an hour or something.
Yeah, that's why I said England's actually known for having. The UK is known for their CCTV system that they have as far as the amount of cameras you guys have.
It's not so bad where I am, but when you go into town centres and things, they follow you around, don't they?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can follow you for miles, just switching cameras.
Yeah. Sorry,
Wow.
I'm looking at this computer. I am a minute.
Hey, Chuck. Yeah. Chuck Kovac says, how's everything going tonight? And I think it's
Hey, Chuck. Yeah.
Up, Chuck.
If anybody's interested, it's kind of sad, really, but that big fire that they had in New York there, that apartment building in the Bronx. Yeah. There's a link to it there, but you can see them doing CPR on everybody and, rushing people out, carrying people out in body bags, and holy mackerel.
I didn't watch the video clip, but I saw a thumbnail for it yesterday.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of people died in it.
Yeah, there was quite a few people died, 16 or something, I think it was.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, but Christ, you can see where they're doing CPR and people, several different people and stuff. Just chaotic scene. Holy mackerel.
It's a problem with those buildings in those big cities, man, when they catch on fire.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
you
must
can have the.
um,
Oh, go ahead, Ron.
I would say, Justin, that must have been what Robert Glacier was saying. Yeah, because Upper Darby's right there, right near Drexel University. That must have been the one he was referring to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but no matter how much a fire department prepares for huge building fires like that,
Yeah.
I mean, it's so
Yeah.
massive trying to deal with something like that. Different
Well,
floors and everything.
and sitting there watching it, they're trying to go over fire hoses and everything else, trying to get people, carrying them out through stretchers and everything else. Wow. Yeah.
I mean, and then there's some buildings like, what was it, like the World Trade back when that happened? They actually had their own small fire department because the building's so freaking big. They have to have, they had their own little police department and their own little fire department just for the buildings because they were so massive.
Yeah.
Did I ever? It was
Hey, JDS.
Some live stream, Paul, if you like. I have a slide presentation of my 7 days in New York at the World Trade Center.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have a matter of fact, Justin, as you mentioned it, that was Engine 10 was the fire company right there at the World Trade Center. I have a picture of the the chief's vehicle. What was left of it, there was this little piece of metal just sitting there. It's like, holy crap.
I've always wanted to go to the memorial. I haven't been there since they built it.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Yeah.
Yeah, some evening, we could do that for sure.
Quite they just had, holy mackerel, they got like 15 gurneys all set up, guys waiting for more people to come out. Holy mackerel.
That's terrible.
Oh, just.
How long is it, Ron?
I could probably get through it in about 10 minutes. This is the slide. I should not have, but they requested no pictures, but I took a little Instamatic camera with me and I kind of kept it hidden under my jacket, and when I had the opportunity I'd pull it out and snap a picture, and but I put a little slide presentation together just as an educational thing when I come back. I did a couple presentations.
Well, whenever you want to run it, I don't care if you want to run it tonight.
Yeah.
It is on my other computer.
Now look at this, the aerial view.
Wow.
Shit.
Yeah, I just, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, they get those big high-rise fires up in New York, and
Well, like, where is it? Here, hang on. Okay, here. But you can right down here see they got all the stretchers all sitting here waiting more to go in. They got a couple over here, and they're working on people over there. Wow, it's just quite a scene.
uh-oh.
You know what I tell people's crazy about fire departments that they don't realize is like 90% of their calls aren't even fire related.
Oh my God, it's around the
Oh, yeah.
Medical, car accidents.
Well, the funny thing is, I talked to some relative to my brother, like a brother-in-law. He was the chief of the fire department here in St. Thomas. And I talked to him one day. I said, aren't you guys tired of going out on those medical calls? He goes, no. He says, no, it gives us something to do.
Yeah, because if you're waiting around just for fire calls, it'd be like once every few weeks you may get a call.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Faced by a bear. See, told you. JDS is like, Ron the storyteller.
All right, guys, right. It's midnight. I got to be up in a few hours.
Oh.
There's GPS right there. I'll show it to you real quick.
Ow.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it was when he got attacked by that bear.
That's when the bear grabbed him.
That's right. That was a real thing. Yeah.
Yep.
A bear.
A bear.
Yeah. You can almost see the claw marks on there.
Yeah, he got me on that one. That's one thing I haven't
Fucking
experienced.
hell.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
I saw
think we
bear tracks
showed.
on Christmas Day in Yellowstone, but that's about as close as I got.
That's
I wanna
crazy,
say
isn't
we-
it?
I want to say we showed this on Jim's channel one night.
Mm-hmm.
It was either Jim or Matt's channel. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scraped to the bone, and it took.
I'll go back
Where-
over.
No.
It was
JD,
straight-
where was that at? Where do you live? Oh, okay, Ottawa Valley, Canada.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wherever he is, I ain't visiting.
Why
Yeah.
wasn't it? The bear wasn't in downtown Ottawa.
The size of me, they'd be snacking on me for a month. Jesus Christ.
You'd become a chew toy.
Yeah, I'd be a 3-course dinner. Well, 5-course, wouldn't I, for him?
Why,
I'm set up for the next 10 years of winter.
well,
Uh,
you don't have to run real fast for him. You just got to beat the last guy.
In a wheelchair, I'm always last. Right, guys, I'm going to jump off. Like I said, it's midnight.
Okay, Rob. Hey,
See you,
bye,
Rob.
Rob.
Right.
Yep.
Everybody be good. See you all
Yep.
later.
Buddy, and,
Yep.
and fly
Later,
safe
Rob.
tomorrow.
Yep. See you, Justine.
Justine.
Get out of here. I'm gonna jump off too, but I'm gonna finish watching. I'm gonna stretch my legs for a little bit because
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been on the computer all day, and I also have Jim's show at 8. So
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I'm gonna jump off for about an hour and stretch around, walk around a little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Okay.
But I'll be watching
All right.
So Jim who?
from Above and Beyond Drones.
Oh,
Above and Beyond
okay.
Drones, yeah.
Okay.
Jim Boyd.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, everybody have a good night, and like I said, I'll be watching.
All
Yeah,
right.
go out, Justin.
Yeah.
Here, Paul, I'll share one more thing with you if that's okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
That'd
be cool to see something. Yeah.
This JDS, if you ever hear that guy in Bozeman, Montana, not far from where I was at Christmas, not once but twice he was attacked by the same bear, and
Wow.
yeah,
Twice by the same bear.
yeah, he apparently an experienced woodsman. He was going out scouting for elk. Said he saw a mom and 2 cubs out in front of him. Made some noise, so mom knew, there's no surprises. But he hillbilly redneck ringtone, yeah. But mom and cubs took off, and so they went straight. He turned to the right, and he said about 20 minutes later, all of a sudden she come up right up behind him, and he had a gun and bear spray, but it was so fast he actually hit her with the bear spray. She went right through it.
Didn't
And
stop her. That's what I was going to ask you. How effective is bear spray when they're on?
they say it's actually better than a gun, but not 100% effective. But he said it lasted only like 10 seconds. And he got up. When he was laying there, he said the hardest thing for him was he's laying face down. He pulled his backpack up around his back of his neck, and he's laying there. And he said, but every time that she would bite into him, if he would grunt or make an ouch noise or whatever, she would get more pissed off. So he did whatever he could to not so much as make a peep.
It's
And
that'd
after
be
about
hard.
10 seconds, she let him alone. And he said the hardest part was that she was on top of his back with all her weight, with her 2 front paws. And then the blood was running out of his head into his eyes. He said that was the hardest part. He said finally she left, but he could actually feel her hot breath on the back of his neck and the back of his head. And after about 5 minutes, he realized, like, okay, she's gone. He got up and said, okay, I'm hurt pretty good, but I'm not going to die. I got to get the hell out of here. So he takes off. He gets about a 3/4 of a mile backed out. He was like 2-3 miles up on the trail. And his name's, what the hell was his name?
I'm listening.
But anyhow, she came back out. She found him a second time. And she hit him pretty bad the second time. But then, I mean, it's so bad, social media. He did a Facebook live video before he went to the hospital. But here it is. I think I should wait till Paul gets back to see this.
Yeah. I want. Yeah. Wait till he gets back.
What the hell was his name? He's a knife maker. He makes homemade knives. And he works for the Forestry Service in Bozeman here. Bozeman's only about 3-4 hours from here. Oh, about 5 hours from here. But yeah, he was national news for quite a while.
Huh.
I can't even imagine. And even like JDS, oh my God. I can't even imagine. Oh shit. Was that a grizzly or is JDS still online there?
I don't know if he's still there or not. JDX, you still there, bud?
Was that a grizzly or a black bear that got you?
No, I think it'd be a black bear where he lives. He's
Oh.
outside of Ottawa, but he's in the woods, right? And in that area, there's no grizzlies around that area. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's still in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said wait till Paul gets back to show you this. It's pretty nasty.
Mhm.
Mia had to go out while she was running around.
Oh, here it is here, Paul. Here, I'll share this. It's only like 30-40 seconds long.
Okay.
Share screen right here.
Oh, I remember something about that guy.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I remember something about that.
Just had a
Yeah.
grizzly with 2 cubs come at me from about 80 yards. And I sprayed it out of her with bear spray.
Yeah.
And then I went on my face and protected the back of my neck. She got my head good. I don't know what's under my hat. My ear, my arm. Pieces of stuff hanging out. I don't know what's going on in there.
Yeah.
And then my shoulder, it's ripped up. I think my arm's broke, but legs are good. Internal organs are good. Eyes are good. I just walked out 3 miles and I go to the hospital. So be safe out there. Bear spray doesn't always work, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, life sucks in bear country. Just had a grizzly with 2 cubs.
Whoops, hold on.
Come at me from about 80 yards. And
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Ooh,
That'd ruin your day, wouldn't it?
that would get your attention. Yeah. JD, I'd love to hear more about your story. We have mountain cougars.
JD, you know, the link is up at the top. You want to come in and tell Ron?
I'd love to hear your story, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When in Gatlin, we came up because Mama Black Bear triplets tourists were following her. I got some photos, but I stayed back. Yeah. Yeah, we got up there at Jasper. There's an area there, all the tourists go in and got all the freaking animals around there, moose and bison and everything else. And people, they'll be sitting on the side of the road eating or whatever. They'll go and take their kid and put it right up beside it and take pictures of it. Think it's really cool.
Crazy.
They take their pets, eh?
Yeah.
You know, it just, people are so stupid sometimes. So.
Oh shit, he's at work.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I'd love to hear his story sometime, though.
Yeah.
I just can't even imagine the experience, if that's what you call it.
This is live here, Ron. This is live here.
Oh yeah. I've seen this live. this guy puts out all these
Yeah.
feed troughs and all these deer come in. Is that
Yeah,
up
he's
in
got
Canada?
yeah, that's a deer pantry out in Maine. But yeah, he's got a camera in the trough, but he's got about 6 different cameras running, right? So
Hmm.
yeah,
Oh, he said next time.
There's
Yeah,
three
I
ways
definitely,
to
I
keep 'em
definitely want
on.
to hear your story.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just can't even imagine. I'd like to hear. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but I'd like to hear the details.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
what he felt, what his experience was, and shit.
yeah.
I mean, I've been fortunate. I've run into a lot of bears. You know, in my time, I've run into I walked into a cave with a mountain lion before, and to this day, knock on wood, I have not had an attack.
Yeah.
But I can't even imagine. Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just, but you know, to hear those stories. Wow.
Yeah. You know, I when I was hunting, well, not hunting, shooting prairie dogs out in Pierce, South Dakota, which is the central part of the state, and it's actually the state capital. Little hotel we were staying at. It was, I think it was our first or second year there. We went 8 years in a row, but met this couple 2 years, about 2 years in a row. We met them. They just happened to, they right there in central South Dakota is the Missouri River comes down through there, and some of the best salmon fishing in the, oh God, it's incredible. But there was a woman there kind of disfigured. Her eye was missing. She had a glass eye, ear was gone. Anyhow, long story short, her and her husband were in Montana hunting elk. Her husband was about 200-300 yards away, stationed in a spot. She was with the guide. Elk came out, boom, she shoots the elk, it goes down from about 200 yards away. Well, her and the guide were walking down to the elk, and just as they were walking up to it, big grizzly come busting out of the woods. And that's very typical, you know, in my area, that when some of those animals like that, they hear a single gunshot, that's a dinner bell. They know what that means. They're smart enough to know what that means. And anyhow, she told the story. I mean, to hear, it's one thing to hear like me tell a story or JD to tell. Like I said, well, JD, you know, he experienced it firsthand. But to hear someone live and speaking to you and telling the story, it's
Yeah.
it's an attention getter. But she told the story of how that bear attacked her, was ripping into her. And then the guide apparently, he said he went up and kicked it, and the bear turned on him, and he rolled down on the ground. And those guides that, you know, we carry a short nosed cannon, and he emptied a 44 Magnum into that bear, emptied like 6 or 8 shots into it before it died.
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true or not, but guys would tell me they had success moose hunting with a chainsaw. Like they're shooting with a gun, but
Right.
they'll be up in the bush up there, and they'll run their chainsaw for a while, you know, run, you know, and stuff like that. Because the moose know when they chop the trees down, they can come and eat the top of the trees.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just the sound of the chainsaw.
It's amazing. You know, some people don't give animals, I think, enough credit for intelligence. You know, funny you mentioned about that chainsaw. When I first 3-4 years I was out here, a friend of mine asked me to come back and help teach a seminar back in Pennsylvania. And I'm like, what the hell do you want me to teach? He goes, pick a subject. I'm like, oh dear God. You know, it was an all-day seminar because as paramedics and EMTs, we need so many hours of continuing education per year for our certifications and our licensures.
Yeah.
So I picked a subject. I called it EMS East Coast versus the West. And what I did was I provided the differences between the East Coast and where I'm at now and how things are so much different for me. And, you know, I mean, I had no clue about altitude when I was in Pennsylvania. I had no clue about wilderness and, you know, high mountains and some of the we didn't have grizzly bears back on the East Coast, but anyhow, one of the things I talked about was wildlife and what you can deal with potentially, doing wildlife rescue, or not wildlife, but wilderness rescue. And well, one of the things I found was mountain lions. There was a guy in Colorado. I found a story and I presented it to in the presentation. Same thing, Paul. Guy was running a chainsaw. I mean, you know this, how loud they can be. He was at his cabin in Colorado, running a chainsaw, cutting wood. Right up behind him come a big old mountain lion and attacked him. That's actually how he killed it, was with the chainsaw. He turned around and, he wasn't hurt real bad, but he ended up cutting up the lion with the chainsaw.
No kidding. Wow. Yeah.
You would think that loud noise would
scare him off.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it did the opposite, brought him in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just
I'm
don't
so
know.
curious now. I want to hear JD's story. Oh my God.
Yeah.
He needs to hurry up and get off work.
Yeah.
Well, he works the night shift, so he doesn't. He usually first thing in the morning he comes on.
Yeah.
Well, because he's just getting home because he works 12-hour shifts or something. So.
Oh, does he come on your panel in the mornings?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Usually around the morning. So
Yeah. Very, very interested in hearing it. Wow.
Yeah, so, but anyways, cool.
But,
Oh.
well, Paul, I'm glad to hear Bonnie's doing a little better, and you said you got a chance to visit with her, and
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing, me going to see her. Like, I just don't want to go in there and sit there by myself, watch TV by myself, because she's off in La La Land or whatever, right? You can't really visit her, But anyways, it seemed the afternoon's the better time. So, I walked in and she had a smile on her face today, and stuff like that. It just makes you feel so much better, because there's been so many times I've left and I just, feel worse leaving than I did coming, because hey, I get to go see Bonnie, and I get there and going, oh crap, when I go to leave, right? Just frustrated.
Was that pretty hard for you, Paul? I mean, to make that decision, and
Well, for her to get care?
Yeah.
It became overwhelming here. I had to have help. There's no way I could do it anymore. It was to the point where, I drove school bus. I had to have somebody here with her when I left to go to work.
Really?
I couldn't leave her alone. And I was picking her up and setting her on the toilet and all the stuff, change her, when she got messed and all that stuff. It just, and the thing is, I've almost could have handled it a lot longer if I could have got more PSW help. But, I was supposed to have 5 days a week or whatever. And I was lucky if I got two a week for 3/4 of an hour, and they're only here 20 minutes. They go and get her cleaned up and then leave. Right. That was it.
Really?
So, besides working, and I had to look after her and, do all the meals, look after the house, the dog, just everything. It just became so overwhelmed. I was getting so frustrated. And so anyways, they did evaluation on her, and, they moved us from 3 days up to 5 days. Then about 2 months later, they come in about 2 months later and said, no, we got to move her. So, because they could see that it was too much, what she needed. It's just, because, the thing is, if people with dementia, they will wander. So, I can't lock her in the house because it's illegal,
Well, plus you got dogs there too, and
well, but anyways, I could have put the dogs in their room, locked them up. It'd been not a problem. But anyways, so, it's just, I'd be in the house, and all of a sudden she used to get up and put her coat on. I said, where are you going? Well, I'm going to Pat's. Oh, are you? No, I said, no, you're not,
Yeah.
But, so it was just, her mind was going so much. She gets something in her head, and that's all there was to it. But the good thing is she seems content now where she is. So that's a
I
big
guess that's
relief.
important. Is she content where she's at now? And
Yeah, she seems to be content. She knows for a while, I want to go home. And, that's kind of gone by the wayside now. And she realizes, I couldn't do it. But we try and see her every day, right? Or now with the COVID, if I can't go, my sister goes, or vice versa, right? My sister was supposed to go today, but she got tied up on some stuff. I said, not a big deal. I'll just go and do it. I'll go today. So she's going to go tomorrow. So, one of us will be there every day.
That's what I was going to ask. Is somebody from your family there usually every day, or?
Well, between me and my sister right now, because it's in lockdown, she can't. Our son can't even go in.
Really?
No. It's essential caregivers only right now. But me and my sister are both essential caregivers.
Right.
So, because something happened to me, you got to have a backup, right?
Right.
So, anyway, she's second in command. So, only the two of us can get in right now. And like I said, we got to have a rapid test before we can even go in every day.
You go there every day, going in there?
Yep, every day.
Holy shit!
And it takes them a half an hour to go in.
Well, because you got to go into screening. Okay, which you just go in there, you sign in, and they ask you a couple questions. Then you go out the door, back outside, around into another door where the rapid tests are.
COVID test, yeah.
Yep. So then you get that, and then it takes about 15 minutes or so to get the test, get the results. Then you got to suit up, full PPE, goggles, everything.
Really?
You have to go in.
You got to sit in there with her with full PPE.
Yep.
Sweating his noogies off.
I can't. They won't let me even take a coffee in for myself because I have to drop my mask down to drink it.
No,
they won't. Yep. No.
Wow. Holy! I didn't realize. Wow.
Yep. So it takes a half an hour just to get in the front door, just to get in to see her. By the time you go through all that and then walk down the hall and get in to see her, it takes over half an hour.
Well, I give you a lot of credit, Paul. I really do.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
But see, the thing that does bother me a little bit, she doesn't socialize with other people in there other than her roommate a little bit. Okay. But like there's other people in there, but they're in wheelchairs or whatever. But, they go up and down the hallways. They, go and see other people. There's a common TV in there, big one. They can go in and, socialize, but she doesn't do any of that. She just sits in her room all the time. Right. So almost got to have somebody go in there every day. I mean, don't get me wrong. The home's in there every hour, check on her, make sure she's all right. And because of the way she is right now, especially, there's an alarm on her bed and there's an alarm in her wheelchair. If she tries to get up, it'll set it off.
Yeah.
So, they'll come running because, she broke her hip and stuff. And she's, fall risk, or whatever you want to call it, right? So everything's alarmed. So,
And it's good that you found a good facility. I've been, my paramedic, 30 years of paramedic history, I have found some extended care and nursing home facilities that just, like
some of them,
one in particular, we went to a call one time and it was all these, they were non-American employees. I'll leave it at that.
Hey, Joe Shot.
We just checked on her 15 minutes ago. We checked on this guy 15 minutes ago. I'm like, really? Bullshit. He's cold. He's cold. You don't get cold in 15 minutes.
No.
Well, Paul, tell them about you went in to Bonnie's when she was in isolation one day. She's locked in a room.
Well, doors open about that much.
But she had nothing to drink, no water, no nothing.
Yeah, well, the lights were off, TV's off, and it's like, 6:45 at night. Like, holy crap, what's going on here? But you have to understand, she was in an isolation wing, okay, because she come from the hospital.
Right.
They won't put her right back in a room. She has to go in and have a COVID test and all that. Then they had a COVID outbreak, and they end up keeping her there. But she wasn't getting the care that she normally was getting in the wing where she normally is. But she's back there now, and the people there they're just super in that wing. I don't know. It's clean. It's modern. It's, But see, when the thing is, when we gonna put her in a home, we have to go onto a waiting list. But because the way she is, she ended up getting bumped up. Like it's to where she went into right now, Valley View. It's 5 to 6 year waiting list to get in that place.
Really? Wow.
So, but because of she was what they call an urgent crisis. She got bumped way up. And then all of a sudden she's like number 5 in the list. And it's unfortunate to say it, but you have to wait for people to die off so you can go in.
Yeah. Yeah. It's reality.
That's reality, right? But see, when we first did all this paperwork, we had to pick out 5 nursing homes, like long-term care, and where we're at, Valley View was our first choice, but we had to pick out 4 other ones because we could end up at any one of the 5.
Right.
But see, what happened was when they put her on the urgent crisis list, she went into a program called Arches. And anyways, there's a brand new facility just outside the edge of town here, just on the edge of town, called Royal Oak. It's a transitional bed. It's between your home and long-term care. And they say you're there 30 to 60 days before they place you into a long-term care. Well, we're in there. So, but anyways, the lady was telling me everybody that leaves the Golden Oak goes to Valley View. I'm going, well, I hope so, but it's not guaranteed, right? Then all of a sudden we got the phone call on a Friday, the bed will be available on Monday. So,
wow.
So we got really, really lucky on that end of it.
Is that pretty close to you, Paul, or
Valley View? Not even 10 minutes, I don't think.
Gosh, that's great.
No.
Wow.
I live in a town of 40,000 people and it's on the other side of town.
Yeah.
It just depends on how bad the traffic lights are. But no, it's pretty quick to get there. So, and my son lives about a block and a half from there.
Right.
But unfortunately, you can't do it. Like even Christmas Day, because of the grandkids and that, they couldn't come in or nothing else. She couldn't even go outside and visit them. So we had to do it through her window. We had the cell phones both sides, and
right.
It's the only way we could do it this Christmas.
Even he's not allowed in.
Nope.
Holy crap!
Yeah, your own son's not even allowed in.
Wow. Like I said, Paul, for what it's worth, I hold my hat off to people like you, and I look at Lloyd Mendenhall, the grumpy vlogger with like his wife Judy. Judy requires
constant care,
24/7. Trying to help with her care, and I've never experienced that. I don't know what you guys go through, so my hat's off to you.
I tell you, I wouldn't want to put this on my worst enemy. What I went through.
Yeah.
Just try. I'm not even there yet on part of paperwork with the government and stuff. I'm still working on that stuff. But anyways, it's not fun, I'll tell you. But and you're living alone, Paul's living alone. You guys are used to it. My sister lives alone. I've always had somebody in the house. Usually, never been that long without somebody. I tell you, it sure makes a difference in here. I miss not having somebody here to talk to, and just
not to bring the conversation down, but Paul Murray. So you've got your friend Lynn.
Yeah.
I actually had a discussion with my partner a month or two ago. I honestly don't know what I would do at this point if something were to happen to me.
Yeah.
I am 0 at the family factor right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do. And I guess maybe hearing stories like yours, Paul Hodges.
Yeah.
I ought to maybe look into this and say, hey, in the event something were to happen to me.
Yeah. Well,
what would happen? I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, you might
take life for granted, I think sometimes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And lately I've sat and thought about it. Like, that happened to her so fast. Like she went downhill like 6 months. Just unbelievable how
Really?
fast she went down. And I'm just sitting there thinking, well, geez, it could have been me, or it could happen to me. Like, holy shit, in the position I'm in. I mean, thank God I got my sister. She's just been, my backbone. She's always right there. So I've even had her. She sometimes texts me or something. I didn't realize it, and all of a sudden she called me. You okay with that? Oh yeah, I'm fine. Why? Well, I've been trying to text you, and been answering. It just, but
Like I said, Paul, it's, I guess, we're all in that age bracket, but like, either one of you, do you have something in place?
well, yes and no. But like my son's gonna get everything.
Right.
So
I'm
if he has,
saying, if you
even
get into
if he has
a
to,
position like your wife, like your wife, if you get in a position like her,
yeah,
you have something in place. Paul Murray, do you?
no, I don't.
I have a will that everything goes to Lynn and she disposes of it, and
Yeah.
Lynn has children, so her children is going to be in the will. But as far as anybody local, Lynn has a lot of people, and I've got a couple of people I can call, but nothing permanent.
Well, I've got 3 siblings too, and they all got kids and stuff. But like I don't mean to be cruel, but just say something happened to me today. Well, my son, you might have a hell of a mess in here to clean up, but in the end, he's going to come out, at least probably a couple $100,000 ahead, right?
Right.
By selling the house, right? So
I don't know how they work it up in Canada, but I know in the U.S., most states, and it's something I've been what's the word I want to use, procrastinating at. Right now, if something were to happen to me tonight, it would be my brother. He'd be the last person I would want. What I would want for someone to receive what I have acquired in this home, like for instance, I have probably $40,000 in guns.
oh yeah, yep.
And he'd be the last person I'd want to receive it. I would want to give that to people that I feel are important in my life, who have been good to me in my life, and
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you might consider getting an attorney to draw up the.
That's what I need to do, Paul. But I
Yeah,
said I am the biggest person at fault to not. I need to quit procrastinating and thinking, hey, tomorrow I'm going to wake up every day and be okay.
Yeah.
You don't know what tomorrow's
The
going to
other
bring.
thing you can do too, Ron, what really helped me is you can go online and you can search on what you need to do to set things up. And
Right.
then you can set it up online, print it
Oh, yeah.
out, take
We'll
it
get
to
it.
an attorney,
Yeah.
So I think most like attorneys and like a simple will, I'm just looking at, my savings. If something were to happen to me at work, I do have it set up. There's 2 people that I have set up that would, it'd be about $100,000, split up $100,000 or so, maybe a little more, split up. Something were to happen to me at work that my work pays, and the state of South Dakota also pays it. I forgot about that. Or state of North Dakota. They paid, so it'd be 2 years' salary. So it'd be a couple $100,000 that would go to my beneficiaries.
Yeah.
Well,
the thing
if something happened to work.
Where you have to be careful is if you have more than one beneficiary, you have to have someone that you designate as being in charge that you truly trust, because money brings out all kinds of issues amongst
Vicious
beneficiaries.
Yep,
Yeah.
it brings out the vicious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, and like there's different laws in different places, but if you don't have basically any beneficiaries around here, you don't do anything. The
state takes it.
Yeah, exactly. The province or whatever, they take it all, right?
And what does the state do?
They just grin and take it. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't make sure that they don't research and find out any errors or whatever. It goes into the state fund.
Yeah.
Wow.
And but see, the problem I have and I haven't dealt with it yet, but I don't have that much left anyways. But you talked about your guns. My son can't take my guns because he's not licensed.
Really?
He can't touch them. Nope, can't touch them.
See, that's,
So-
that's in Canada.
Yeah, but see, I have a nephew, Christopher. He's been. I've given him about 3 or 4 guns already, because well, one thing, I'm not using them, and he hunts with me, right? He's a really nice kid. Well, he's not a kid. He's what, 35, 40 or what years old. But the one gun was actually handed down through, I think, my great grandfather. It was a double barrel Damascus steel wound barrel, and you can't even shoot the stupid thing any of that. But anyways, I wanted that to stay in the family for sure.
Right.
See, my great grandfather was a gameskeeper for the Royals in England, and but anyways, I got a picture of him with the gun and everything else, right? But anyways, I've given him. I had when my dad passed away, I got all his guns. So I had a 303. I had a 12 gauge Remington, one of the original Remington 87 or whatever the hell it was. But anyways, so I give that. Yep. So I gave that all to him already. Now, I mean, I've got a couple. I got a 20 gauge, 12 gauge. They're both auto loaders. I got a 308, and what else? Oh, my bow and stuff like that, my crossbow and stuff. But why do I need all these? I don't need them because my 308, I haven't fired that thing in, I bet you, 15 years because I don't go moose hunting anymore. My dad's been gone like 14 or 15 years now. So,
Curtis Dart's in the chat, Ron.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just said hi to him. Yeah. Like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Shit. It's bad when you lose track of how many guns you got. I have 4 or 5 pistols, but they would actually have to go through somebody with like an FFL to transfer them into somebody else's name. All my shotguns and rifles could just be given to anyone.
No,
not
here.
Hand them over.
No.
Wow.
Another interesting that happened when my parents died. I don't know if any of you checked this out. There's a registry for each state, province, and whatever, where if there's insurance policies that they had that they forgot about, or they're in this fund, and if you can go and look up by their name and social security number,
Right back.
you can find different parts of this fund that belong to your parents or your spouses or whatever that were just, out there. And I think I got $25,000 or $30,000.
Really? Wow.
Otherwise, it would have just been out there because it's in this fund, and if you've got title to it by being an heir and have their social security number and their full name or whatever, yeah.
Like I said, guys, I'm certainly not rich by no means, but I said one of my big values here is my guns. I bet you I know close to 40 grand. I got a $10,000 four-wheeler. I got a $20,000 truck. I got a, $15,000 motorcycle. Those big items I would want to go to people. And again, like I said, that would be important in my life. And people have been good friends to me.
That's why you need to go and express all this to an attorney.
I do.
Yeah.
You guys are 100% right.
But have it in writing before you go to a lawyer,
right?
Where you want it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, where you want it to go, because
And
it's important. You don't want to be on your deathbed, okay, thinking about,
what do I got to do?
And I should have, and I should have.
Yep. You guys are right. You're 100% right. And I'm 100% at fault for, again, the key word I'm using is procrastinating.
Well, nobody likes to address their own mortality.
Yeah.
Until it's too late. And then they all do the I wish I could have, should have, whatever.
Exactly. better. Can't say it any better. Yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, and what's happened with Bonnie, I got the reality, what's coming. So, and like, and I don't how to be like this, but I know she's never coming home again. But I've got closets full of clothes. Like, I mean, I can't even put my own clothes in there because she has so many of them.
right.
Right here, I got China dishes like coming out my yin yang. Like, I had 2 China cabinets full of stuff here, and like, what am I going to do with this stuff? And my kid, his wife's not into that stuff.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with all this stuff? I got all her clothes. She's not dead, but do you get rid of them or don't you?
Yeah.
So just went right back.
I know this is not the nicest of subjects, Paul Murray, but
No, but it's reality. And, we all
reality and something maybe, like I said, just in a
Doesn't-
live stream like this, we need to talk amongst friends and
it doesn't make any difference who you are, where you live, and even what age you are, because how many times throughout your life, Ron, in my lifetime, 70 years, I've seen a lot of people that, they were killed in a car accident. Oh, they were killed here. They were killed there. And they they didn't have a will. They didn't designate anything to anybody.
when I was in that accident 2.5, 3 years ago, you never know from one second to another. I mean, I left my house. My boss had called me at 2:30 in the morning. I was due to work at 8 o'clock, and he called me and said, "Hey, Ron, you're going to Washington, D.C. today." Oh, crap. Why you call me at 2:30 in the morning? He's like, well, he'd forgotten about the time change. And he's like, oh, Ron, I'm really sorry. He goes, well, this is going to happen. You guys are going to leave the base about 8:30, 9 o'clock. He goes, don't rush. Take your time. But I just want to let you know, pack a bag and blah, blah, blah. So, he woke me up. I'm like, okay, I'm up. I'm like, well, I might as well stay up now. So I got up and showered and packed my things, and I went to walk out the door. I looked at my watch. I'm like, oh shit, I'm an hour early. I'm like, well, so the whole bottom line is I was not in any kind of a hurry at all. I was an hour ahead of time, 5 minutes from the house. I leave, and something I do every day I leave work, because the amount of travel the distance that I travel, and weather's perfect. And I get 5 miles down the road. I hit that bridge, and next I'm sideways on that dry ice.
Yep.
And or black ice, whatever they call it. And I to this day, I actually still have visions of that. I have nightmares once in a while still, but I'll never forget going sideways. What had happened was we have obviously a 4-lane interstate. I was on my way to Sturgis. Once I get to Sturgis, I pick up a 2-lane highway. It's 2 lanes the whole way to Dickinson. And I'm probably 5 miles from Sturgis. And I'm just going along, both hands on the wheel. The only thing on my mind is getting to the convenience store that I always stop at. That's my second cup of coffee of the day. And next thing you know, no warning, nothing. I'm sideways. And the interstate, they had a construction going on. All the eastbound traffic was diverted into the westbound traffic. So there's only 2 lanes. I'm sideways across both lanes, 18-wheeler coming about 60 mile an hour, if not 70. And when I'm sideways and I realize I have no control over my truck, and I'm seeing him get closer, 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 I'm like, well, and it was the weirdest sensation, weirdest time of my life, I think, that I sat there, and unless you experience this, it was amazing. 500 things went through my mind
At
in
the
a
last
matter of
minute.
about
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the last thing that went through my mind was, I'm not going to make it out of this.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I yelled, I know this sounds weird, but I yelled out loud. People probably 100 yards could have heard me. I said, I'm done. And when I actually said that, the other things that went through my mind was, I'm not going to make it out of this alive. This tractor trailer is going to hit me. There's no way I'll survive it. I've lived a good life. You know, I've had my ups, I've had my downs. But you know what? Life hasn't been too, it was amazing the amount of things that
Yeah.
went through your mind in that 2 seconds.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, like I said, I'm sideways and my vehicle veered to the right. And as I'm swerving to the right, I looked out of the corner of my eye and all I could see was the lug nuts on his front wheel about 2 feet from me. I mean, I'm talking, I missed the front of this tractor trailer by 3 inches. And I went over and I hit a brand new set of guardrails, which I ended up buying, by the way. Insurance company did. But it was like, wow. It was.
Well, that's the flash of life they talk about.
Yep.
It is. And, you know, unless you've ever, you know, I've been one person to experience that. But
You
you're
do.
exactly right. It was the flash of life. It was so, in a small way, it was kind of a neat experience. In another way, it was a scary experience. But yeah.
Yeah.
It happened in a matter of 3, 4, 5 seconds.
When that happens, you don't really even hear yourself. You don't even know if you're breathing or not. It's just like a flash. It's just there.
Yep.
And there's so many things in that flash. It was wild. And the funny thing about that accident was when I hit that bridge, the vehicle shut off and I was sitting there and like, oh my God, okay, I think I'm still alive. That's what I said to I think I'm still alive. The truck missed me. And I turned my head. I'm like, yes, I'm still alive. And I looked behind me and I saw other traffic coming up behind me. And one of them I could see the cab lights. I said, there's another tractor. I got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
If this other truck hits me, I'm definitely done.
Well, that plus any traffic behind you hits that ice.
Yeah.
You know,
So I hit the key. Oh my God, the truck started back up. I can't believe it. I started up and I hit reverse. I backed up about 10 feet and then I threw it in the drive and I went to turn the wheel because I'm kind of perpendicular to the highway and my steering wheel's not moving. I'm like, oh, this is not good. And I hit the gas. Well, the highway was slick enough to where my vehicle actually slid, the back end slid around.
Spun.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm parallel to the road again.
Yeah.
How'd this happen? And I hit the gas real light and I scooted up about 30, 40 yards or so beyond the bridge where all that ice was. And I was able to pull off the road. And I remember I let those vehicles go by. They were sliding all over. I'm like, oh, thank God, nobody hit me. I went to get out. And as soon as I got out, I'm on dry pavement now. I fell to the ground. So I'm like, oh shit, my legs broke. And I remember, it's in a small, funny way, I remember crawling out of the vehicle. Don't ask me why, but I grabbed, there's a folder I have above my passenger side visor that has my insurance and registration and everything. And I grabbed that, put it in my pocket. I have my wallet in my pants. And when I fell down to the ground, I'm like, oh shit, my legs broke. This ain't good. And I crawled off the highway down over an embankment. It was 15 degrees out. And I'm like, I got to get away from this highway if I'm going to survive. And I crawled up enough, and then I called 911, and it took 45 minutes for the sheriff to get there. Keep in mind where I'm at. And when he finally arrived, I had crawled about 50 yards up away from the highway. And when I saw him pull in, he's got a flashlight. He's looking around, and I kept yelling to him, I'm up here. I'm up here. Sir, you need to come down here. No, you need to come up here. Sir, get down here. No, you need to come up here. He parked right behind my vehicle. And I got really angry. I realized my vehicle's destroyed. And I said to him, sir, come up here. I am not coming down here. If you think I'm coming down here, you're sadly mistaken. He came up. I said, here's my license. Here's my registration. Here's my insurance. And I said, before you even open your mouth and ask me at 4:00 in the morning, have you been drinking tonight, sir? I said, don't even go there. I said, I'm pissed off. I'm hurt. I am very cold. And I don't want to hear any of your mouth. That's exactly what I told him. He says, sir, you need to calm down, calm down. I'm like, so in other words, I was mouthy to this cop, this sheriff. And he went down and he checked me out, as far as all my credentials. And he came back up the hill. And he told me to come down to a squad car. I said, think again, I'm not coming down there. I will sit up here and freeze before I'll come down to your squad car. You're an idiot. I called him an idiot. If you're going to park right behind my truck, that is a danger zone. And just as I was saying that, another tractor trailer come across that bridge, and oh my God, I can't believe how it just missed his squad car. So it was probably an hour and a half before the tow truck got there, flatbed my truck up onto the flatbed, and I could not get a hold of it. It's 4:30 in the morning. I can't get a hold of anybody. And so I crawled back down the hill with this severely bruised leg, not knowing if it's broken or not. And I said, can you give me a ride home? I can't get a hold of anybody, and I'm really sorry for being mouthy to you. So this cop said, yeah, come on, man, get my squad car. So he got all my work gear and everything in the back of his car. He takes me home, and because I was only 5 miles away, and he gets me into my house, and the first thing he says, like, hey, you got some nice deer in here. He's looking at my deer and antelope and stuff in there. Oh my God, I'll never forget that night as long as I live, though.
Well, what? Just a dumb question, but when you were up there on the hill,
Right?
and yelling, "I'm not coming down," did you tell him you were hurt and injured?
Oh yeah, I did. I said, I'm hurt, I'm cold, and I'm pissed off. I said, I'm not coming down the hill.
My question is, why didn't he call an ambulance?
He wanted to. I told him not to. I was being Paul, and you probably got a little bit of sin in you too, because you've been in the field. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Don't you deny it. You know you've done it.
Yeah, that's like the day they called the ambulance on me, thought I was having a heart attack, and I was at an urgent care. Yep. And I said, no, I said, I'm driving myself. And I went outside, and Lynn took my truck and left me. I had to ride the ambulance.
Lenny's probably screaming at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're us medical people, we're terrible. Yeah, Paul Hodges, don't ever get around us medical people. We're terrible, man.
No.
Oh.
Just listening, Paul will know what the highway's like, but we have the 401 here. It's a multi-lane highway, and it's got a big divided center in it and everything else. Right. Just listening to the scanner, they got a head-on collision there. So it's just happening right now. But
just now.
Just now. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
I'm watching the airport to see if the EMS helicopter goes up or not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. So you're getting those bots, Paul, in the chat.
Yeah.
I guess that seems to be happening with everybody.
Yeah.
Well, it's because he's got it up here in the chat to join the panel. Otherwise, you wouldn't get them.
No, that's not necessarily true because they're not coming on the panel. They're just coming into the live stream.
Yeah, they're talking. So I don't know. Yeah.
You know, because
What-
anybody can come into the live stream because they don't have
Oh.
wrenches. You know.
What happens if you click on, do they have links or something or?
Yeah.
I've never checked their link.
Gracie.
Go to channel. Okay.
Yeah.
Channel. Got 2 subscribers and no content. That MFKHB.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like almost like a Russian or something.
Hmm.
But, yeah.
Wow.
Well, my sister just come back and said it's not on the 401, it's on the 402, Paul, the one going to Sarnia.
The wind is gusting right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like it.
Yeah. Oh,
All your
bird feeders.
squirrels are probably up in their little
Yeah.
Yeah, they're,
houses.
Yeah.
they're watching it. Yep.
They're not knocking on your door.
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny, Paul. You said squirrels come up and knock on
Oh
your
yeah,
door.
they come up and tap on the door. Yep.
Yeah.
What's your life cam?
Yeah.
That's funny. Wow. Well, I should let you guys go. Sorry, Paul. Sometimes
Oh,
I get
no,
up here
that-
and I'm quite the chatty Cathy.
Oh, that's all right. You know, Paul and I are just kind of hanging.
Yeah. God, I love listening to this kind of stuff. No, I'm good with that. Man, oh, man. Yeah.
We talked a little reality tonight, and
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah. But Paul Hodges, my hat's off to you, buddy. I respect you. You know, you're sitting by your wife there, and
Well, just think if it was you in there, you wouldn't want to be there by yourself all the time.
you wouldn't. You know.
Yeah. And like you said, I wouldn't be half as bad if, she would, associate with other people, right? But she doesn't.
And
Just to sit there and do nothing, it's just.
yeah.
But
No,
she's in a wheelchair, she reach down, and can wheel herself around, right? But I don't know. I've tried to get her to do it a couple times, and she had gone over as far as the door. Now that was in the other wheelchair, the one I got here. But
Right.
she's in one now. She's kind of leaned back a bit and got head support.
right.
So yeah.
I said I've never experienced that. I never will.
Mm.
But to hear other people, I have the utmost respect for you, and
Yeah.
your dedication and whatnot.
Like you said, for better, for worse, I guess.
Yeah. You hold that, from a religious standpoint.
Yeah.
Say for better, for worse. You've upheld that, Paul, and I respect you for that.
Yeah. Well, it's just I think, and I'll credit a lot of it to my father, because he taught us a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Respect people and all that kind of stuff, right?
And Paul Hodges, you got to think, 20, 30 years from now, and I'm sorry, I'm going to be blunt, with the generation that we got going now.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think you're going to see that 20, 30, 40 years from now with the generations that we got going now who don't?
Nope.
Yeah.
Not whatsoever. And the unfortunate part, my son, I love to go, me and him go hunting or fishing together. Nope. Got nothing to do with it. I think a lot of it might be his wife, but I can't say for sure, but I don't know, or he just don't have the interest, but I don't know.
Well, it's a different mindset. There's no such thing as family anymore.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, how to explain this? My family's always been close, okay? Like I'm close to my brother and close to my 2 sisters. We always had a nice family. Even the grandkids and everything else out from there were all pretty good. My wife's side of the family, she hadn't talked to her mother in about 4 years. And her sister went and visited her once since she's been into long-term care. And that's 3 months ago. And she hasn't called up and say, hey, how's Bonnie doing? Or nothing. Her sister, it's just nothing.
Mhm.
If it wasn't for me and my sister, Bonnie would have nobody.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Mm.
but this is the way I was raised, you know.
Yeah. I think that generation's gone, Paul. I really
Yeah.
do. You know,
Yeah.
it's a shame.
And like, you know, and it's just stupid things is politics. It's divided the country so freaking much right now. It's unbelievable.
I
And
agree.
like, politics could be a subject, but you could still disagree, but still be friends.
Right. I agree. I
But
agree.
people now, oh, you're conservative. I want nothing to do with you.
Yep.
Yeah, you could have been friends with them for 10 years, and I was no, oh, gee, you're a good, or whatever. But that's the way the world is right now, and the way it's going. And this country's so divided now, and there is no family anymore, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you just kind of going, really? It just,
Well,
and
I got a kick out of, what was it, back in the 70s or 80s when they started using the phrase, the me generation.
yeah,
That's what it is, the me generation. There isn't
Yep.
any us generation. There isn't any, you know, all of society. You look out for number one, and
One.
you don't care about anybody else.
anything, yeah, and that including your own family, like,
Yeah.
you know, like my brother-in-law, from my one sister there, he's the type of guy to give the shirt off his back for anything. He's just that type of guy. But his family, they'd kill you for a nickel.
Yeah.
You know, like when his grandmother passed away. They, you know, how do you go to the funeral home? Then you afterwards they have a meal at the church or whatever. So everybody goes there for a meal and console each other and everything else. Oh no, the other ones went over to the house and ran them through the house to get the stuff in there before anybody else did. You know, like the body wasn't even in the freaking ground yet, and they're in there taking all the stuff before anybody else got their hands on it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just really,
Yep.
and you know, like this house I'm in, which I'm lucky. This was my mom and dad's house. Okay, dad passed away about 15 years ago. Mom passed away about 6 years ago now. But we, but before all this happened, after dad passed away, there was, you know, this house was full of stuff, but mom couldn't look after the house her own. She wanted an apartment. So I ended up renting it for several years off of her because mom had investments tied into the house and she was getting money from it and all that. But anyways, so we had to divide all this stuff up that was in the house with mom and dad's. And anyways, I said, you know, somebody wants this, somebody wants that. So what we did, and I come up with the thing. There's 4 kids, and but anyways, mom went through first. Whatever she wanted, she got to keep. That's no ifs, ands, or buts. So anyways, there's 4 of us kids left. No husband or wife or no kids in the house. Nobody. It's just us 4 kids. They each had a clipboard. We go to a room. Okay, this, and this. Who wants this? Whatever. Okay. And they say, well, I want it. Anybody got a problem with it? No. Okay, it's yours. If you want to trade, once you go outside or do whatever you want, that's fine. You know, but you're not going to have their grandkid come in here. Well, I want that. I'm taking that. No. There's only 4 kids involved here. That's all there is. If you guys don't like what it is, I'll tell you what. You decide what you want. I'll come in afterwards. Well, I knew that nobody wanted to hunt and you know, the hunting and fishing stuff, anyways. But anyways, like, but everybody had a clipboard. I said, okay, that's it. Everybody at the end, everybody happy? Yep. Okay, take your stuff, do whatever. That was the end of it. You know, like there was no trying to steal from another one or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
We just went room to room. Whatever you want, you take it here. Anybody's got a problem with it right now? Okay, forever hold your peace because it's done.
Yeah.
So there was, you know, everything was above board. It was, you know, somebody said, well, I should have got that or whatever. No, you decide it right now and here.
Yep. I agree.
But there was never a problem. Okay, it worked out perfect. But
Thank
you know,
God.
but you know, but like I said, there's other people. You catch a person not even in the ground yet, and they're rummaging through the house, right?
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
just
Oh,
like, come on, just because I wouldn't have nothing to do with it. I just, you know, that stuff's only items, you know. So,
yeah, the vicious comes out in people when people die, and
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, all they want is something for themselves, you know, or for them, never mind anybody else. And, you know,
Yeah, I agree.
it
Like I
just
said, Paul, my
bloodthirsty.
hats off to you, buddy. Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I just the way I was raised.
Yep.
And you know, the funny thing about this, I'm not a church going guy. I'm the last one to go to church. My dad was a Mormon, and I was baptized a Mormon when I was 8 years old as a kid.
Really? Okay.
Matter of fact, I was up in Ogden, Utah, where I got baptized.
Okay. That's very Mormon
we,
for you.
yeah, we were in Salt Lake City. We seen the temple, but we were going to Alberta. But I turned 8 on the way out, so Dad had me baptized in Ogden, Utah. But anyways, but I do credit that church because they were all about family.
Really?
You know? Oh yeah, yeah. You know, they're always about family, and you know, it's just the way I was brought up, right? So,
Mhm.
no,
There's something to be said about, you know, today in today's world is like, how were you brought up? You know, and whether it stuck or whether it didn't, you know.
yeah,
And so much what you see today, I'm sorry if there's any young people in the chat, but you know, so many people today in the in the young generation, it's like you ask them to do something. Well, what's in it for me?
yeah,
Like, what do I get?
yeah,
You know, it's like my friend my disabled friend. He's 20, 25 minutes from me. You know, you sit and think about the amount of time, mileage, and gas money and stuff that I've spent driving up there and helping him, and I don't care. I don't
no,
care. He's been my friend. He's been good
yeah,
to me,
yeah,
you know, and I want to go up there. And his daughter calls me all the time. Ron, thank you for. I'm like, stop. Your dad's my friend.
yeah, yeah,
He's been good to me. He's done things for me,
yeah.
you know.
And I feel I do have one niece. She's really nice, and they're a nice family and everything else. But my sister has gone over and babysat these kids. I don't know how many times. My sister lives on another town 20, 30 miles away from there. She goes over there early in the morning, goes up so they can go to work. And she babysat them several times. And even, 3 weeks ago, she was babysitting for them. And they both got good, high paying jobs. I mean, she works at the hospital and he's something to do with trucking. But, anyways, but they make really good money. And my sister will take the two boys out and take them to McDonald's or whatever, out for lunch, and you know, take them to the park or whatever, go spend money on them and all that stuff. Not once have they offered her a nickel and gas money.
Really?
And like she's done this for years. Like,
Yeah.
really? Like, you know, no appreciation whatsoever. You know?
That's like my buddy, you know, the last couple of days, yesterday I bought him $25 worth of wood. The other day I bought him $30 worth of groceries. And both my answers were, well, how much do I owe you? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I just told him, I don't know.
Yeah.
I forget what it was. And he gets
Yeah.
pissed off at me, but I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, my sister, the one that's here a lot, helping me out and all the stuff. But I was the other day down at her house, spent the whole day down there working.
Mhm.
As long as she pays some material, I don't care about the rest of it.
Yeah.
She does so much for me. Why would I charge her for doing anything?
Right.
Like,
right.
you know, I'm not that type of person. That's family.
Yep. I agree, guys.
Yeah.
Well, I better let you go, Paul. I'm sorry we kept you so long on your live stream.
Well, that's okay. You know.
Well, that's good. No, I like these discussions.
Yeah,
and
I do too.
Like,
you know.
and Ron, with what's going on with Bonnie and everything else and being so quiet around the house, I love this part because
Yeah.
I got
It
somebody
gives
to
you
talk
some
to.
good interaction, Paul. You probably
Yep.
need that. And
Oh yeah, we do. If nothing happens here, then I go to friends of mine. They're just 10 minutes away, but I go there once in a while and have, at night and have a coffee. Matter of fact, I had them here last night for supper. The first time I had anybody in this house in 3 months.
really?
But I go to their place, but they sometimes get other people there, so I don't go because of the COVID. And, because if I get it, then I can't go see my wife.
Right. Yeah, you gotta set your priorities and
So,
Paul, I have no idea. Paul Murray and I have no idea. It's got to be tough on you because we're not you. And
well, it's not as bad now. It was worse when she was here, and I couldn't look after her. It was frustrating because I couldn't do everything I needed to.
Well,
for her.
you were carrying a lot of guilt because you had to leave.
Yeah, well, I still had to work. I still got to do stuff and make money and stuff to survive, right?
yeah, you got to make ends meet,
I just, you just can't let the government look after you all the time, much as I'd like to, but,
Yeah.
so.
Oh, shoot.
But,
all right, guys, well, I better get going and
Okay, Ron.
I might go join Jim for a little bit and
go see what's going on over there.
I really respect and appreciate the conversation here tonight, guys.
Yeah.
And
Well, Ron, you're always welcome.
I appreciate that very much.
And everybody in the chat, you're welcome to stick around, or we'll see you again next time for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's just about time to jump off, Paul. So
okay. Bye,
I gotta
everybody in the chat. Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye, guys.
Yep.
All right.
Curtis, thanks for popping in, my friend.
Yep.
Good to see everybody.
Yep.